Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeart radio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GREEN. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to the Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Wednesday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Got a banger for you today, guys. We'll get you caught up on everything happening out there with Deb's Woke News. Animal House with our friend Katie Warner from the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey. Today we'll have a special guest, a swallow-tailed kite.
Yay!
Kind of cool. You can check that out on the stream at JimColbertLive.com. Scott Maxwell joins us today. We're talking about Steinmetz Hall, plus a couple other things. Tax money for the Anthem thing that we got into a little bit yesterday. Scott, we're going to bring it up and chat about it today as well. Plus, Raw's Thoughts, Trivia, Last Call, your calls and texts all day long. Plus, 4 opportunities for you to win $1,000. Your keyword right now is green, GREEN. Just go to realradio.fm and enter that for your chance to win $1,000. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Burr.
Straight ahead producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
Comedy alien Ross Padgett.
Hello, Jim.
407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Find us easily on social at Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And like I said before, everything about us, around us, to us, is at JimColbertLive.com, including our blogs and all the fun stuff that we put up to look at. And separate segments from the program. You can download the entire thing. Maybe just do Raw's Thoughts, Animal House, Colbert Court, whatever you want. Scott Maxwell's Calls. It's all right there at JimColbertLive.com. How's everybody's Wednesday? Everybody good?
It's doing pretty good. Or should I say it's doing quite nice?
Yeah. Welcome to London. How do you guys like it? It's good?
You know, it's funny because I was kind of snickering a little bit when I left the Pacific Northwest and this rainy, cold weather behind.
You brought it with it, you witch.
I was like, gonna be back in Florida. And I'm still wearing the same jacket I wore in Portland.
Coldest weather I think we're going to see in like 4 or 5 years coming this weekend, right?
In fact, I keep thinking of Jack because if you remember, it was just a couple of weeks ago that Jack said, I don't want to jinx anything.
But
it has been, as he said, several years since our last freeze.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at the coldest weather on Sunday. It's all part of this weather that's actually has the Midwest. Right now, it's 15 degrees below zero in Chicago.
Right. And they're expecting 30 inches of snow up in that mid-Atlantic area.
Yeah, New York City could get a foot.
Some of those areas are going to get 30 inches of snow this week, and the highs in Central Florida are going to be in the low 50s. You know, with freezing temperatures, that's really low for us. So Saturday and Sunday, beautiful weekend, but it's going to be freezing ass cold, so prepare accordingly.
I think of Ross and his fiancée who loves her plants. This is going to be one of those first weekends in 4 years where if you have tender vegetation, you're going to have to cover up the plants. And please, please, please bring your pets inside. Don't assume that the fur protects them from what's supposed to be a hard freeze to at least a freeze.
Isn't that your Snapchat thing, is tender vegetation? Isn't that what you go as?
Listen.
That's funny, you know I was talking to you.
First of all,
cover those plants, dog.
I can tell
Don't
that.
you have some lilies to cover or something?
Guys, it's not. We don't cover it. We don't cover the plants.
You better cover them, buddy. They'll die.
No,
I'm telling you, they're going to die
because they come inside the home.
Oh,
you didn't hear the joy in his voice?
Like
Ross has to sleep outside, but the plants are coming in.
Somebody,
Olivia goes, hey, did somebody cover Ross?
you
got to put a light bulb under the blanket or he'll freeze.
It's the worst because it looks like somebody threw snake eyes on a game of Jumanji in my home right now. I see an African hunter at any time I take a left.
And remind the audience about how many plants you have in your home. Just a gross estimate.
70-ish.
Was this before or after the freeze?
This is right now.
This is just on the regular.
I love that. Yeah.
I love that.
And when her mom moved in, I think, isn't she a plant person as well?
Oh, yeah.
And she brought all her South Florida love.
Oh, yeah, baby.
I love that.
So many plants.
God bless you, buddy.
And they all have different Latin names that I have to pretend that I care about.
Here's the great thing, though. Here's the real positive thing. You ready? It's just going to be cold for 2 days. So all that work that you'll do, by the next day, it's going to be like 78. So you'll have to move them all right back out. So you're fine.
No, this has already happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on day 6 of my jungle home.
Oh.
They weren't there when we were over for the Christmas party. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it
was over a month ago.
Yeah, there's some foliage in there, no question.
Oh, yeah. So awesome. We got...
Listen, it's better for you. It's calming.
Yes.
It makes the air cleaner. You should be very happy.
It's not calming.
It is calming.
It's not calming.
It's calming.
There's lizards in my home.
It's calming to everyone but Ross.
Exactly. His fiance is the only one I know who you can bring a plant over as a gift for a host and open the door, and she automatically rattles off the Latin name and goes, "Oh, you brought a..."
Yeah, it's like a bar of gold.
Oh, wow, a Latinus Magnus.
Yes.
What?
Well, buddy, listen, I feel for you, but I think you'll be fine. And plants are supposed to be very calming.
They are.
The color green itself should be very calming for you.
I just feel like Adam with a plant Eve when I walk around in the morning.
You guys should play roles, man. It should be fun.
Oh, God, so many plants.
All right, 407-916-1041. Last night, myself, Jack, Ross, all went out to the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center and saw the show. It's basically the story of the Temptations called Ain't Too Proud to Beg. A big production. And the funny thing is going into I totally forgot about this show. I mean, just being completely honest. I'd forgotten about the show. I actually thought it was later in this week, right? Because Jack was like, hey, look, the show this week. Let's go, blah, blah, blah. So I had heard nothing about it. A lot of the shows like Frozen's coming, Wicked's coming, the Carole King thing is coming. So you've heard about those. I haven't heard about this Temptation show. I did not. So Ross has an aunt, Ross's mom, Kathy Patchett, was on with us last week. Her sister has a business in Arizona. She's done quite well for herself and regularly visits shows like this. Ross sent her to the list of shows from Orlando because we have an opportunity to go to a few of them and said, hey, which one of these are great? And his aunt, who sees all these shows at the best venues in the world, said, without question, the Temptation show is the one you have to see.
Yeah.
We checked it out last night. And I have to tell you, now, production-wise, other shows like Hamilton and other shows that have big Aladdin, big production budgets outshone this because the production value of the show, just telling the story of a band was pretty rudimentary. I mean, it was okay. It was not bad. But the music and the performances in this show were superb. And the story was interesting as well.
Because it's so the music catalog you can't beat, and you forget how important the Temptations were. Because I mean, forever I've had I had like Temptations greatest hits and Four Tops greatest hits, and it's so I was familiar with that, and I got those way back early on in my music collecting phase, and so I was familiar with the music, but to get the story behind it, and you're right, the performances. But I mean, and the first half was good, but that second half, that second act, that was just dynamite.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. I actually had to leave at halftime, so I didn't get to see I didn't get to see the second half of it. I had to take off.
Halftime.
I do the same thing. I do it as a joke to my kids, but I always refer to intermission as halftime.
I had to leave right before intermission, so I didn't get to see the second half. I come in today, and Ross is like, "Yeah, the second half was a banger, and the first half was already crazy good."
And, but second half was just even better. It was great.
I'll say it. I got a little emotional.
Really?
Right at the end, right at the peak of the end of the play. I don't know, man. I had to wipe my eyes.
Well, Ross came in and asked a little bit before the show. He goes, hey, man, I didn't realize the Temptations were that big of a deal. I knew they were a big deal, but, what would you relate them to? I said, well, you know what Motown is. Motown is responsible for some of the most memorable music we have as Americans. And just to give you an idea, Ross, to put you in a realm of what the Temptations were like, Motown's biggest artists are as follows. Marvin Gaye, the Supremes, Diana Ross, which was basically the Supremes.
Right.
Stevie Wonder, heard of him?
Yeah.
The Jackson 5, they've got a guy that did well. And then the Temptations. That's who beats the Temptations. Those all-world acts are the only ones.
Yeah, I did not know how significant they were in the world of music time-wise. I thought maybe going into it that they had one perfect year where they were absolutely the biggest, or maybe 2 years.
That Alanis Morissette kind of year.
Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know if it was 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And just learning the history of one of the most legendary music groups. The show was phenomenal.
And one of the interesting aspects of the Temptations is how successful they were, considering how much that lineup changed. You just don't find many bands that do that, who change the lineup, specifically the lead singers, and still continue to make records that are memorable.
So I didn't realize that they've been going nonstop since 1960, 1963-ish, right?
Yeah.
And Otis, who's Otis Williams, who is he was the main character,
the de facto leader of the band,
but still a part of it. If you like, so I immediately went home. I brought up the wiki page, and because I wanted to see the timelines of the events that we witnessed. It's like, when did that happen? What year to kind of follow along. And I was just reading, and the list of bandmates just goes on, and he's the one who's still currently listed, and he must be in his 80s.
The 80s, 81, actually. If you look at the authentic 5, the ones that started the band, and if you look at the former members, because Wiki does that, I think there's about 20 of them.
Yeah.
So, and to be relevant and have that many different voices and faces just gives you an idea of how powerful those songs were. Just simply an amazing show. If you get a chance to go see it, it's running through Sunday.
It's this weekend,
And they do have matinee shows on Saturday and Sunday. I'm telling you, again, I'll say it over and over and over again, the Dr. Phillips Center has become the epicenter of the cultural movement in Central Florida. Every one of those halls is great. I actually just booked tickets for a comedian coming there in April that I can't wait to see. So, I mean, I'm every opportunity. And I saw some, I don't know if you saw this, Jack, on Facebook the same night, we were there last night, Lyle Lovett was in Steinmetz Hall, the brand new, by the way,
it's the same building,
globally recognized studio room, or basically performance room hall with perfect acoustics. It's getting write-ups everywhere on planet Earth, and I saw some video from it last night, and the sound just recorded from an iPhone was amazing.
You know what? I was wondering how they would handle that venue. The Dr. Phillips Center would handle both, major events in both of their new theaters, and getting
that Lovett crowd's rough. You got to be careful.
Parking, getting in. I had no problem at all. I was surprised actually that it wasn't a little more backed up, and I had zero issues.
This is the first time I did not usually have valet park, because I just like my wife wasn't able to come to the show with me. I actually parked behind the building in a little lot there for like $20 and just walked straight up the sidewalk and right in. And it was a little rainy last night. Still not a big deal. I mean, it's 100 feet. There's plenty of parking. I know you and Ross both have little secret areas. There's parking garages all around that area.
Yeah, I park closer for half the amount.
Like, seemingly, it would be difficult to park there, but actually, it's not that hard at all. And like Jack says, if you're a frugal nit, you can find those little places that are only $10. And look, the chances of you having your windshield broken out and all your stuff stolen is relatively minimal.
Not in the garage in the company building. Not that lot where you hope, that guy's still there with the
Now I'm going to do it just for fun.
See, here's the thing, Jim, is that
if they show you, teach you a lesson, you arrogant bastard.
If they break into your car, they're gonna be like, "Oh man, there's something good in here." And then if they break into my car, they're gonna go, "Oh, I just ruined my jacket.
I just scratched my hammer."
Yeah.
All right, great show. If you get a chance, go see it. Dr. Phillips Center. It is completely wonderful. You'll love every single minute of it. Great music from the very beginning of the show. It does not pause. There is no 8:05. You are listening to great music. Live band, incredible voices for the cast. They all should get a giant round of applause. They were all wonderful. Just a wonderful experience. And again, just to get into that building and enjoy a show. And can I tell you something else? Let me give them a shout out, because I usually wreck balls when it comes to these things. Finally, somebody in that building found a beer that they can sell for under $10 that's worth the freaking money.
What'd you have?
I think it's
Friction.
Motorworks has a beer called Pulp Friction.
Oh, yeah.
It's a grapefruit IPA, 7.2%, which means you're getting your money's worth alcohol per dollar. A 16-ounce plus pour. It's a little hot pour. Only $9.
Yeah. I had that last time I was there. That's an interesting beer.
That's a great buy.
Yeah.
It really is a great buy. You said that same beer, like as a Stella, is the same price, and it's like 4.8% or something.
And I bought it solely because I like the name.
I bought it for the alcohol amount. I'm going to be dead honest with you. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, what's coming up for news?
Well, a body has been found in the search for missing migrants off Florida's coast. Unbelievably, the Federal Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged for now. And rescuers save a dog by attaching sausages to a drone.
Hell yeah.
We're going to cover that and a whole lot more coming up during Woke News.
Can I tell you straight up, it worked for me.
It would work for me, too.
You can save me with a sausage drone. I would bite, guaranteed. Back in a sec with Deb's News.
Sure, you could use it to work out.
Are you ready to work together to create a healthier life?
Or you could just say, Alexa, play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Well, we're looking at stop traffic due to a crash eastbound on I-4 between Park Street and Lee Road. 2 right lanes are blocked, so avoid this stretch of interstate if you can. We're seeing delays, too, westbound between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive, and also between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. No reported problems on the Beach Line. The 408 is up to speed, as well as the Turnpike at this time. See traffic problems? Call the Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Macy's. It's Macy's Big Home Sale. Stock up on fresh sheets and bedding from Charter Club, Damask Designs, or shop specials, like air fryers from Bella, Crux, and more. And the spacious 4-piece Radley sectional. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn on every purchase except gift card, services, and fees.
Man, when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath. That's why, because their stellar reputation, and they've been in the residential bathroom remodeling business for about 31 years, since 91. And the big box stores also choose Rebath because their franchises have the proper license, the proper insurance, they're dependable. They have standards of performance and process to ensure thoroughness as background check their employees as well. And before you choose a company to remodel your bathroom, do what the big box stores did. Research that company. Know who you'll be dealing with because you have no recourse with other bathroom remodeling companies. Not to mention they get you beautiful bathrooms. I mean, that's why these guys really brought Rebath in, because they really can be trusted. And that's exactly what I've been telling you guys for over 10 years. These guys are awesome people. Dave Denbauer, who owns this company, and his son are awesome people first, and then they're very good at bathrooms. If you want to see what I'm talking about, 436 up in Altamont, that's where the showroom is. You can slide in and check out their products. They're set up in models just to show you what the products look like. And this is all they do, guys. You don't have to worry about anything. They'll get your bathroom done 4 to 6 days, They'll do it with their employees and a lifetime guarantee on the products and the installation. You simply can't lose. Hop on board today at rebathmidfla.com. Check out those before and afters, man. That can happen in your house. Book your appointment today. Again, it's easy. rebathmidfla.com.
Make some noise, everybody.
Get ready for our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Celebrating the biggest artists of the year.
It's about the music.
All sorts of formats, all sorts of styles.
Honoring the musicians you love.
Returning to Fox on March 22nd.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. I'm like almost in tears. iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Be here as the nominees are announced.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here are the nominees. Tomorrow morning at 9.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now, during our January sale, save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
When couples come into International Diamond Center looking for engagement rings, they have lots of pictures from websites, from Pinterest, from designers they love, and 99% of the time, we have what they want.
The brands that we carry are the brands the consumer asks for, the girls ask for, your future bride asks for.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire explains how IDC is always on the cutting edge because we partner with the world's leading designers, names like Tacori, Verragio, Henry Dawsey, and dozens more.
Fashions come and go, but why do some brands stay forever? It's because they stay relevant.
IDC was chosen by these acclaimed designers dealers, in most cases as the exclusive retail partner in the region.
We try to provide the best of the best at the most current merchandise in the market today.
International Diamond Center, giving you access to the most sought-after brands in the world with a 5-star shopping experience with no compromises.
We want people to feel comfortable, relax, educate them, give them high quality for the right price.
Store hours and more at shopidc.com.
Is an AmScott cash advance right for you? Compare for yourself. Often, it can be less than the late fee on an overdue bill. With AmScott, you could get up to $500 on the spot with no credit check. AmScott. Some restrictions apply.
If you've been involved in a car accident and are not sure of your legal options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. And take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
Don't miss Orlando Science Center's Science on Tap Beer Festival in Log Haven Park, January 29th, 3 to 8 p.m. with 150 plus beers, live music, food, games, and science fun. Proceeds benefit Orlando Science Center. Get tickets and all info at osc.org.
Daytona's always been huge. So huge, in fact, that it can't be confined to one weekend. No, it deserves a whole week. A speed week. With 5 days of NASCAR-level racing, history in the making, and entertainment that's the envy of the nation. Daytona Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, February 16th through the 20th. Get your tickets today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates, but don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing.
At Farrah & Farrah, no matter if you're working on a case worth $5,000 or a case worth $5 million, you give that case the attention it deserves. Because to the client, that's their big case. Farrah & Farrah, here for you. Here for good.
Dunkin' is here to help you get cracking. Feel unbeatable with delicious new omelet bites. Available in bacon and cheddar or egg white and veggie. Both made with cage-free eggs and packed with protein. So you can take on the day with Dunkin'. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Any legal issue, Kramer Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
Radio! 104.1.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert Show.
Tons of tragedy surrounding this band as well, man. When you start reading about it, my God almighty. People falling out like crazy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Your 3 o'clock keyword is green, Green. Slide over to realradio.fm and enter that for your chance at $1,000. We would love to have a winner today for sure. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross sit right over there. Let's get a check of the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole world. On the Jim Colbert Show.
Woke News brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Saturday morning, give him a listen when he's also host of the Home Loans Radio Show. Sadly, a search for 39 suspected migrants off the Florida coast is now a search for 38. Coast Guard Captain Joanne Burdian gave an update this morning on the search for more than 36 people who were on a 25-foot boat that capsized.
Whoa, hold on now.
Yeah, do the math.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Over 36 people on a 25-foot vessel that capsized about 40 miles off the coast of Fort Pierce on Saturday in rough weather.
Oh, man.
A commercial boater located one survivor clinging to the hull of the vessel that had overturned and notified the Coast Guard yesterday. Now, it was believed to be a human smuggling attempt, though none of the nationalities of those on board are known yet. The survivor said the boat left Bimini in the Bahamas on Saturday before again encountering severe weather. That's when we had one of those fronts move in and that nobody had a life jacket on.
Well, I mean, look, man, Code Black has a boat, like it's about a 22 or 23 footer or whatever. 3 people on it's crowded.
Yeah.
Well, boats
they had 40.
40. Boats and aircraft have searched over 7,500 nautical miles, which is about the size of New Jersey.
Yeah. God almighty, man.
I know. And, the Coast Guard says, hey, they haven't given up hope, but they are running out of time. And with colder weather set to arrive again, that makes the search for them that much more frantic. Because record-breaking cold temperatures are expected to hit Orlando this weekend. Forecasters say the cold blast is predicted to cut through central Florida Friday evening, with lows falling to 40 degrees. That's going to seem relatively balmy because on Saturday night, highs during the day are only expected to be 49 degrees in Orlando during the day's peak. And then Saturday night into Sunday morning, we could see temperatures drop anywhere from 24 degrees, like in Ocala, to as low as 34 degrees in Orlando. Most areas are going to see a freeze, but some areas, especially north and west of Orlando, Sumter, Lake, Marion counties, are looking at a hard freeze, a big deal for our agriculture, of course, our oranges and other vegetables that are grown in Florida. The January 30th temperature low record in Orlando was back in 1966 when it was a mere 31 degrees.
Man, this Sunday night or this Saturday night in Palatka, it's supposed to be 20 degrees.
Oh.
20 degrees with a high of 50 that day. 20.
Man, let's get some snow.
Man, they had some in the Panhandle.
They did. Yeah, they did not too long ago. All right, Jimmy, I know this next story is really going to frost your flakes.
Okay.
Because a bill named for a murdered teenager from Broward County is undergoing drastic changes, and none of them good.
Ooh.
Maya's Law is named for 19-year-old Pembroke Pines native Mia Marcano, who was killed last year by the maintenance worker at the apartment complex in Orange County where she lived and worked, right? Well, we talked about Mia's Law. Originally requiring landlords to subject employees to a national background check, and it also called for changes in how master keys are handled. Unfortunately, Orlando State Senator Linda Stewart said yesterday those parts of the bill have now been removed, and the bill has been virtually gutted.
Why was that removed? That's the heart of it.
That's the heart of it. That's the whole essence.
But what was this Linda Stewart's decision?
No.
She was letting everyone know.
She was letting everyone know that this is what happened when it was in committee up in Tallahassee. Now,
Can we find out who did that?
Who wrote the checks?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the flakes are frosty.
Yeah, no,
exactly. Because it's lobbyists, I'm sure, that are up there putting the pressure on these lawmakers to strip this.
Who? Insurance companies? It would have to be insurance lobby, right?
I do not know which particular lobby.
What other lobby would be against something like this? I mean, who would be against some technology like this?
I'm sure there's a group for apartment buildings.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
The loops are fruited. The Cheerios.
That's okay.
Are honey nutty.
Now,
Maxwell will probably know something.
He may, because supporters
Let's get him to do something.
Did tell the Orlando Sentinel they're hopeful those changes can be reversed before the bill becomes law. So basically, depending on how mad you are, let the lawmakers up in Tallahassee know that this is completely unacceptable, that this is the whole reason why this law was passed. This is the whole reason why this young woman lost her life.
All right.
Remember just yesterday, guys, during Woke News when we were talking about young kids thinking about saying that it's having a weapon on campus or you're going to blow up the White House with the coordinates on Snap. It's just a joke, right?
Funny
it's
stuff.
just a joke.
Good writing.
Well, this morning, a lockdown was lifted at an Osceola high school. Officials say 3 students were joking about a possible weapon on campus, which forced the lockdown at Liberty High School in Kissimmee. Officials performed an investigation, and the students admitted it was a joke. Parents and guardians were notified about the incident via a voicemail from the school. Needless to say, those 3 students are looking at some very serious charges.
Yeah, if the suspension, expulsion, and possibly charging their parents with whatever it costs to do that.
Yep.
That's where it should start.
And again, it's the joke. The joke defense has never worked, and yet we keep seeing young people trying to get away with it by just trying to label it as a joke.
Oh, you can't take a joke? Yeah, sure. You fear for your life, but it was, take a joke.
Right.
Commuters, the new I-4 express lanes are almost ready to open to vehicles.
Yay.
The 21-mile stretch of road will have 4 middle express lanes in the beginning. Each segment will cost 50 cents, but could go up in the future or when demand is high.
Are you kidding?
For an example, just drive through South Florida.
That's the door opening to charging more.
Exactly. Here we go. A $25 toll violation on top of the cost of the tolls will be mailed to drivers who don't have an approved transponder.
Okay.
And from above ground to below ground, Seminole County commissioners are approving a plan to build a pair of tunnels about a mile apart in Altamont Springs. The tunnels would allow trail users to travel underneath State Road 436 at Laurel Street and State Road 434. You know, a real small intersection in that area.
I thought they already built a giant flyover on the 434 one where you could walk across there. Why do they need a tunnel now?
Well,
tunnels are cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Commissioners opted to build tunnels rather than bridges, despite the higher cost of construction.
Yeah.
The design work would take between 12 and 18 months to complete before construction could start. I don't know. I wouldn't personally feel very safe to use a tunnel.
We're Seminole County and dying to spend money.
You ever sing in a tunnel? You ever do that? You ever feel those acoustics?
I don't spend a lot of time in tunnels.
Yeah, you can't do that on top of a bridge.
Not so much a tunneler.
If you sing on top of a bridge, you're a weirdo. But if you sing in a tunnel, people are like, oh, he's doing it for acoustics.
Yeah, he's romantic. Look at him.
Oh, wow, look at that.
All right, a little bit from the world of football. Reports say the Jacksonville Jaguars are close to hiring their next head coach.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
A piece of bread.
Right.
According to the Tampa Bay Times.
Who gets this annual deal?
The Jaguars are trying to finalize a deal with Buccaneers offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich for the job.
That was the big report this morning.
He's their former quarterback.
Yeah.
If a deal is worked out, exactly, Jack. Leftwich would be reunited with the Jags team that selected him with the number 7 overall pick in the 2003 NFL Draft. Not only that, the Times also reports Bucs receivers coach Kevin Garner could follow Leftwich to Jacksonville.
Yeah, the Byron Leftwich thing seems to be a pretty good fit. They love him in Tampa, though. I mean, they give him a lot of credit for turning the offense around, and he gets a lot of love from the players. You know, being a former player like that, you know, gives you a little cred inside the locker room, which, you know, it means a lot, you know?
It does.
He'll be there, though, shorter than as much time as it took him to throw a ball.
Well, Urban Meyer was as fireable as it gets. I mean, the guy's a douchebag times douchebag. He's the worst. He's a bad person.
And that's not
squared.
My joke was not talking about how he could be a bad coach. I'm just saying it took him 5 minutes to throw it 20 yards.
Yeah, I know.
And when he did, that thing had the strong miles per hour behind it.
A little zippy.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have our someone been very naughty story.
Very good.
A South Florida pastor is asking for forgiveness after what the Archdiocese of Miami calls a lapse.
You mean when you say lapse, is that LAPS, as in where the boys sit?
No.
Okay.
The Archdiocese announced yesterday that St. James Catholic Church Monsignor Chanel Gentil has fathered a child.
Monsignor?
He plans to remain as a pastor at the church, and at least some parishioners seem ready to forgive.
Okay.
They tell 7 News, we all make mistakes. He's a good person, and he deserves to be forgiven. For his part, he says he had just recently found out that he had fathered a child and does plan on supporting the mother and his offspring.
He just had sex, right? I mean, that's a bad thing. You can't do that as a priest. That's bad, right?
Right.
Sex. Because you swear that you
take a vow of chastity.
A vow of chastity. That's the word, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whack.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
Actually, no, you're not even supposed to do that.
No,
really?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, man, God's watching.
Can't spill the seed, baby.
Nope. Not
Can't do
supposed to
that.
let it hit the ground.
No, sir.
Well, there's ways around that.
Okay.
It's cross.
It's you're doing the Jack thing, and it doesn't work with God.
Don't say it like. Okay, so our last Florida story before we take it national. Don't jack this report.
Don't jack this.
Don't jack this.
God does not get your sense of humor, Bradshaw. I got a bad news for you. No.
Oh, he does. He does.
He gets all.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got a text from the devil. You killed it with him.
Devil said best of.
Show title, Devil Says Best Of. A new report says Florida continues to see many new residents since the beginning of the pandemic. Now, the Move Buddha 2021 migration report says in 2020, 167% more people were moving into the Sunshine State than those were moving out. In 2021, the moves jumped another 43%. Sounds like it's a lot of old people, though.
Listen to me. The what's the word? Temptation to put my house on the market just to see what it's worth right now is overwhelming.
Oh, shut up. Are you kidding me?
It is overwhelming. Overwhelming.
What would you do?
I don't know what I'd do when I got it. I'd make a whole bunch, but I don't know what I'd do because there's nowhere to go. You can't buy anything. I can buy a shed, I guess.
The Villages ranked the highest nationally with the second most significant growth. Again, the only housing market that saw no decline during the Great Recession was the Villages, followed by Fort Myers in 4th and Naples in 11th.
Those places are, you're talking about retirement USA,
yeah,
man.
Absolutely. All right, taking news nationally, the Federal Reserve is leaving interest rates unchanged for now. The Fed signaled it will likely raise rates in March, though. That will be the first time in 3 years. Rate hikes are seen as a response to rising inflation. Now, Fed Chair Jerome Powell told reporters the national economy continues to show, quote, great strength and resilience, end quote, during the ongoing COVID pandemic. But at the same time, he said ongoing COVID-related impacts are fueling inflation. Powell said the Fed expects inflation to start turning around over the course of this year, and they're really looking at like a 0 to 0.25% rate hike.
Yeah.
So they're really planning to do this in baby steps.
I agree, though. I think the fall and winter of this year are going to be incredible because Omicron basically is going to be gone. I know there's that new variant, but it's
stealth Omicron.
But it's not. I don't think it's going to make a splash like this one that we have here that people freaked out about with Omicron.
It's called stealth.
The wastewater testing in Altamont and Longwood, which is the model they used to find out when Delta was coming into town. We find out now the only variant is Omicron, the safest one.
Right.
Doing that in quotes. No Delta variant at all. So that's all good signs, and I think you're going to see people moving toward that by March, April, May for sure. I think you'll see people starting to lighten up and things starting to kind of chill out a lot.
Well,
and I think maybe back to normal a little bit, or what we saw before the Omicron thing. Probably by August.
And that's what Dr. Fauci believes. He believes with the vaccines, the boosters, the pills, the other antibody treatments that we have, that we could really be looking at a return to normalcy by the middle of the year.
I think we had an unrealistic look at because
of course we did. We've never been through this.
Well, in the U.S., we're so spoiled. We expect everything to happen immediately, and when you have to wait a month for a vaccine that cures you perfectly because you can go to Rite Aid and fix everything else in
for
20
free.
minutes. That's kind of that mentality of the U.S. You're not prepared to wait for an answer. And everything really pans out to say that post summer of this year is going to be a very good few months for the U.S.
This is the guy who was complaining he couldn't get chicken thighs at the supermarket last week.
And that's what I'm talking about. I'm going to be able to get them now, no problem.
Today, if you can believe it, is the 2-year anniversary of the helicopter crash that took the lives of basketball star Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others. The group was on their way, of course, to a youth basketball game when their helicopter crashed into a mountain near Los Angeles in very heavy fog. The anniversary comes as Kobe's widow, Vanessa Bryant, is still seeking millions of dollars in damages, claiming emotional distress after pretty graphic pictures were taken by first responders at the scene of the crash. Trial is set to start late next month before a U.S. district judge. Los Angeles County attorneys say it will be proven no photos taken at the scene were ever shared with the public, but is that really the point?
Yeah, I don't know that is the point. The fact that they took them, I think, is just better. Because, you could have been hacked. You don't know.
Exactly.
In other words, you took the power away from the anonymity of it by doing that.
Exactly.
You guys, just real quick, Deb. Could you guys believe how much the Kobe Bryant thing is, what life that's had? Did you think it would have this much life past the event itself? That 2 or 3 years later, you'd still talked about on the regular? I did not think that Kobe Bryant would have that big of an impact nationally.
I can speak for myself and say that was the biggest celebrity shock death.
Was it really?
I think of my lifetime.
Yeah, because that's their Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because of the age, where he was going, everything that he was doing, and I get that.
Yeah. All right, McDonald's is telling Elon Musk it will accept Dogecoin as payment only if Tesla accepts Grimace Coin. The restaurant chain made the joke on Twitter yesterday after the Tesla CEO tweeted he would eat a Happy Meal on TV if McDonald's accepted the Dogecoin cryptocurrency. So in response, McDonald's posted an image of its own fictional cryptocurrency, a purple coin based on their Grimace character. Shocking. Soon after making the joke, several Twitter accounts were claiming they had Grimace Coin to sell.
Yeah, every coin you own right now is a Grimace coin.
Right, exactly.
Because it is eating S right now.
And finally, a group is being applauded for an innovative way in which they saved a little dog in England. A Jack Russell mix named Millie was stranded in dangerous mudflats for 3 days after running away from her owner while out on a walk. Rescuers got the dog's attention, though, by attaching sausages to a drone in Hampshire. She was successfully lured to safety by the volunteer organization Dead Meat Drone Search and Rescue. One volunteer told CNN the dog even got a hold of the sausage on a string and took a bite.
This is exactly how my wife gets me to take the garbage out.
I wonder, though, if there's just like some random British guy going, yo, our military sucks.
Sausage on a string from a drone.
What is Boris Johnson doing with our money?
Oh, listen, he's under investigation for having lockdown parties at 10 Downing Street. But really,
bro's having raves.
Yeah, he is. If you'd like to see the sausage carrying the drone with the little dog, you can go to JimColbertLive.com.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I've got it posted there where they shows the drone and the little dog chasing the sausage.
You're such an ass. You should have told me earlier.
Well, I was still posting it earlier. That's why I didn't say anything yet. I had to make sure it actually loaded. What were you going to say, Jack?
It's that party in England is interesting because that could happen 1,000 times here in the States and no one would really bat an eye. But they had one party. Yeah, you're right. They had one party and it was against rules. And it's like, is this guy going to lose his job over this?
This is where he needs to Chris Christie that thing and just put your ass out on the beach and everybody and God and himself and be like, what are you going to do?
It's not like it was a sex party or anything. This was just people coming over for a holiday party. That was it.
Although his hair looks like it was a sex party.
They were all dressed.
Yeah.
I got to give it to this drone. This drone pilot's a badass.
Seriously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he gets that little dog to follow that sausage.
Tide was coming in, too.
Yeah, and the tide was coming in. That was the issue. Again, she'd been out there for 3 days. You can't walk out there because they're mud flats. So how do you get a little dog to come in? A drone and a sausage.
Wow.
See it for yourself again at JimColbertLive.com. And now you all are officially woke. Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. Maybe you want to make a little bit of sense out of what the decision by the Federal Reserve means for you and your dreams of buying a home, but you just don't know who you can ask and, more importantly, who you can trust. Well, the good news is I do. And that's that mortgage guy, Don, who really wants to take the mortgage or the curtain off the mortgage industry and answer your questions. And you can do that right now at homeloansradio.com or check them out at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. One of the biggest POSs in all of Orlando.
Yes.
Did something really cool. I'll tell you what that is next.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. I want to update you Central Florida weather today. A lot of clouds and passing showers again. A cool one, 63 your high, and rain before 1 p.m. Your chance at 40 to 50%. Have the umbrella handy. You'll need it today. 56, mostly cloudy, cool tonight. Winds from the north at 5 to 10. Rain chance late tonight and isolated passing showers at 20%. 30% chance of rain Thursday. A warmer high in the upper 60s. Same Friday, but a higher rain chance at 60%. Friday high at 68. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
To hear good old-fashioned storytelling, listen to Red Pilled America, where this week we answer the question, should hard-working Americans send their kids to liberal arts colleges? Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Tobacco-Free Florida knows how hard it is to quit nicotine, which is why we offer different quit options to choose from for free, like 24/7 quit coaches available over the phone and free 2-week starter kits of quit aids. We're even experimenting with 80s pop music.
I'm giving you up, I'm letting you go, I'm letting you never come back to smoke, never come back to smoke, I'll never come back, I'm giving you up.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 70% off the second guest on all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. Plus, take all free offers including free open bar, free specialty dining, free air, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe. Feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Calling all coffee lovers. Hold on to your mugs because Panera's Unlimited Sip Club is offering the unreal deal of unlimited coffee for only $8.99 a month. Don't worry, you're not dreaming because when we say unlimited, we mean unlimited. Unlimited boosts all day long. Unlimited smells of your favorite aroma. Unlimited sips of premium hot and iced coffees. Sign up on our app today to get your first month free. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Plus tax. First free month limited time offer. Restrictions apply. For complete details, visit www.panerabread.com/unlimited-sip-club.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. Welcome to another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper-gig speeds. Say hello to the Walkers, a family of not one but 4 Gagillionaires, each living up their Gagillionaire life at ludicrous internet speed. First up, Anna Walker. She dominates streaming like the matriarch she is. No show ever goes unwatched under her watch.
Next episode.
Next up, Peter Walker. There's no stopping this dad bod from showing up to his virtual workout sessions.
Let's go leg day.
And finally, the Walker twins. They may look alike but couldn't internet more differently. Harry dominates his fellow online gamers while Heather group video chats with friends.
Ooh, nice background filter, Jess.
Live like a Gagillionaire. Get internet that upgrades everything. AT&T Fiber, now with speeds up to 5 gigs.
Limited availability in select areas. Speeds not guaranteed. Single device wired speed. Max 4.7 gig per second. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Florida is 20 degrees warmer than the rest of the country. That must be why McDonald's is offering 20% off on any size or flavor of their McCafe specialty beverages, like a frappe with rich caramel flavor and a hint of coffee. Iced coffee made with 100% Arabica beans and refreshing frozen Coke from January 25th to February 13th. No matter how hot it feels outside or how tight my budget is, I can always count on McDonald's to give me a great deal, like 20% off on any size caramel frappe, iced coffee, or frozen Coke. So ignore the heat and come to McDonald's to enjoy that extra 20 degrees with 20% off on a sweet caramel frappe in the morning. Or drive through in the afternoon for an iced coffee and sweet flavors like caramel, French vanilla, or hazelnut. Or enjoy a frozen Coke in the evening, all with a refreshing deal of 20% off any size from January 25th to February 13th. Only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices of participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Limited time only. Not valid for McDelivery. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
Calling all coffee lovers. Hold on to your mugs because Panera's Unlimited Sip Club is offering the unreal deal of unlimited coffee for only $8.99 a month. Don't worry, you're not dreaming because when we say unlimited, we mean unlimited. Unlimited boosts all day long. Unlimited smells of your favorite aroma. Unlimited sips of premium hot and iced coffees. Sign up on our app today to get your first month free. Panera, the familiar made fantastic. Plus tax. First free month limited time offer. Restrictions apply. For complete details, visit www.panerabread.com/unlimited-sip-club.
Tap into science fun. Craft beer connoisseurs 21 plus are invited to Hops In for an evening of brews, food, and science while supporting a good cause. Join Orlando Science Center on Saturday, January 29th to sample over 150 brews from local breweries during this all-new fundraising event outdoors in Lock Haven Park. Sip your way through interactive science demos, enjoy live music, challenge your friends to a game of cornhole or giant Jenga. Don't forget to take a break to enjoy a few of our favorite local food trucks offering some tasty treats. Get VIP tickets for early access and special benefits. Tickets and all details at osc.org.
That moment when you realize you have a serious air conditioner issue. A real stripped down to your skivvies, no one's sleeping tonight, head in the freezer fail party. But fear not. there's an expert for that. Let your local experts at All American Air Service Experts keep you cool with $50 off any repair. Want to chill? There's an expert for that. Call All American Air Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS or online at serviceexperts.com. See website for license details.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
Wow, dude. There's some 90s kids.
I was just about to say.
There's some 90s kids out there having themselves a wonderful 348 right now, courtesy of J.R. Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah, I'm back at a club gig somewhere.
God almighty, this place would turn up.
I love this album.
I've never heard the whole record.
Oh, the whole album, especially if you were in the right frame of mind. It was just like, whoa. Put that on repeat.
407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. We'll have another keyword for you here in about 10 minutes or so. Be sure to stay tuned when you hear that. Go to realradio.fm and enter, man. Get that money for sure. We'd love to see you do that. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yo.
And Ross is here as well.
Oh, yeah.
Top of the hour, we'll also have Animal House, our friend Katie Warner drops by, Audubon Center for the Birds of Prey. She'll have a little guest with her, so be sure you log on to JimColbertLive.com and check out the stream while we do that. And a little bit later, Scott Maxwell drops by as well. I told you guys we have one of the biggest douchebags in Central Florida. Now, it's not a name. Like, people are, like, starting to name people.
It's a mascot.
on the texting service. People are taking shots at names. It's none of those people. I'm not saying that any of those people aren't terrible people. I'm just saying that's not the case. This is the situation here. So, you guys have heard about the catalytic converter problem we have, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, rotator splints. Man.
Yeah, right. Everybody, they're stealing them. Do you know what a catalytic converter is, Ross?
I believe it's something made out of copper.
No.
But it's kind of the same thing as copper.
It's
where
got
people
platinum,
steal it.
I think.
Yeah, it's got
Precious metals.
Precious metal.
So your exhaust from your engine goes to a catalytic converter. There's a chemical reaction with the pellets that are in there to neutralize, I believe, or reduce the CO2 that comes out of your exhaust.
Yeah, diffusers.
Right. So, and the rhodium and platinum are used to do this. Those are the precious metals that allow the catalytic converter to do its job, and both are very valuable.
Are you telling me I got platinum in my car?
You do have some platinum in your car.
That's the thing.
That is sick.
Yeah.
Even your car has value to the right people.
And they're looking
or wrong people.
Now, police are looking. This is in a Winter Garden, by the way. Did you see the story, Deborah?
No.
Yeah. They're looking for a thief who stole a catalytic converter from a nonprofit in Winter Garden called Matthew's Hope.
Oh.
Here's what Matthew's Hope does. Helps people who are homeless. It's a bus to bring homeless people to medical visits, for a shower, a haircut, for the drugstore, to take care of their business. And when you steal the catalytic converter out of a vehicle, it is now inoperable. Theoretically, you could run it because it would just be very noisy and extremely dangerous because of the smoke and stuff, the exhaust that would come up into your cab. And the other problem is they are really expensive to replace. Depending on what kind of vehicle you have, it can be anywhere from $600, $700, $800 up to $3,000, $4,000 to replace them.
I mean, I talked about a story in England where these three guys show up, put the car on jacks, start, welding torch, taking off the catalytic converter. The Ring doorbell alerts the homeowner. The homeowner tries to come out the door. The third guy in the group of thieves threatens him with a pipe and jams a pipe in his front door so the guy actually can't come out, and started throwing punches. And they just cut the converter off this guy's Prius and take right off.
They have the person on camera who did it, the car. So if you want to go to Fox 35 Orlando has this story where you can see if you recognize this vehicle. They can't make out the person. How long do you think it took them to steal it?
6 minutes.
I'm going to go with 5.
3.
12 minutes.
Oh.
In 12 minutes, they were under. So here's what they need. They need a floor jack, and they need a Sawzall.
Yeah.
That's it. A floor jack and a Sawzall. Exhaust pipe in a vehicle really isn't difficult to get through with a brand new blade on a Sawzall and a good quality saw. It'll get through there pretty quickly. A torch will get through there in no time, but of course it makes a lot of lot of heat, noise, light that brings a lot of attention. Yes, Jack.
Texter 77031 Real Mobile says the catalytic converter on their Tesla got stolen last week. $7 grand.
Oh.
Well, Tesla shouldn't have one. It's an electric car.
So take that. They're messing with us.
Yeah, they shouldn't have one there. But it can cost you a whole bunch of money. And this is the problem I have with this. And I know that a number of states are starting to do legislation, because here's the thing. They're only worth money if you can sell them. If somebody walks up to you up to a recycling center, a salvage yard, with 8 or 10 catalytic converters from 8 or 10 different vehicles, and they don't own a junkyard or they don't own a salvage yard, chances are those have been stolen. So you shouldn't be able to sell them or buy them. And if you do and you're caught, right, you should have to give that money back. Now, and I hope they start doing this and really prosecuting people. The only reason that people are stealing them is because there's a market.
It's like the copper when they were taking that off of every appliance they could get their hands on homes under construction.
If there's no market for people buying these catalytic converters for the precious metals out of them, which, by the way, can be up to $1,500 from what I understand, depending on the particular model.
Oh, my car's value just skyrocketed.
Yeah, somebody is saying here it can be cut out in 30 seconds with the right team and the right people and the right equipment. But, I mean, if you have a floor jack, like a 3-ton floor jack, and you stick it under a car, like I could steal yours. We could steal yours in a break.
You won't.
I mean, but what I'm saying is you could. Because believe it or not, I mean, exhaust metal, although steel, is nothing to a Sawzall. Brand new diamond Sawzall blade goes through that stuff. Not like butter, but it gets through there pretty quickly.
And there's a tool called a Sawzall?
A Sawzall.
A Zolzall?
Saws?
It saws all.
Yeah, SAWZ.
So it's called a
Sawzall. Sawzall. In other words, it'll saw anything.
But the big, where it becomes weaponized is that they have the battery-powered ones are now as powerful enough to do a job like
20
that.
volt, all you need to do. I mean, again, if you're stealing something worth $1,000.
Sawzall is still a ridiculous name. You got to Sawzall your Zoom.
They got to figure out how to get these things they just got to figure out how to get these yards on to buy these things.
Yeah, because someone just texted, someone stole the catalytic converters off of the buses at my church last month. And if anyone doesn't have the money to replace it, $700 a pop is a church.
Yeah, nonprofits, churches. And here's the thing with buses, they sit way off the ground. You don't need any equipment.
Right.
You slide your big ass up under there and you cut them out.
And they're probably not in a residential area, so they may not be as seen or as noticed as if you're trying to do it in a neighborhood.
Grand theft, for one thing, because the value of the converter, it's got to be over $500 for sure. And then secondly, everybody caught buying these should be prosecuted as if they'd stolen it. In my opinion, they should be.
Another text for Real Mobile 77031. They have a horse-drawn carriage. Their catalytic converter was stolen. $3 grand. Again, I don't think you need a jack for that one.
That one's going to be easy to get to.
Just roll right under there.
407-916-1041. Let's take a little break. Come back. Animal House is coming up here in just a second with Katie Warner. She's from the Audubon Center for the Birds of Prey, and she has a guest. So hit JimColbertLive.com and check out the stream right now.
Your chance to win $1 grand in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality and lowest price.
An earlier wreck has left behind some stop-and-go traffic. Heads up eastbound on I-4 between Parr Street and Lee Road. We're also seeing heavy traffic westbound, too, between World Drive and Osceola Polkline Road, and some delays between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive. Authorities are working to clear a crash eastbound on Howell Branch Road at Lake Howell Road, as well as Hiawassee Road north of Raleigh Street. See traffic problems? Call the Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
To hear good old-fashioned storytelling, listen to Red Pilled America, where this week we answer the question, should hardworking Americans send their kids to liberal arts colleges? Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America.
Man, the old ding-dong doorbell company at it again. This time their cloud service goes down, rendering all their security devices useless, affecting lots of other apps on the customer's internet as well, disrupting lives, and of course, the worst of all, compromising security. SafeTouch Security has been warning customers of this possibility for years. They've been listening to your conversation, spying on your cameras, selling your personal information, and now they're shutting down your security devices, which is what they're supposed to be there for to begin with. Plus, they're tearing up apps inside your home as well. SafeTouch has been telling you for years, don't trust DIY security devices. It's not smart. Get with professionals whose only job is to ensure your family's security and safety. Thousands of SafeTouch customers have made that smart choice. You can do the same thing. Get that two-way communicator, man, and know that you have the best, fastest possible response from the emergency authorities every single time it goes off. And those 24/7 cameras alert you by text and video notification at the very first sign of trouble. No security system is complete without that SafeTouch smash and crash technology and that guaranteed response time. Guys, I just can't say it enough. These guys are very good at what they do. Very good. The equipment is very easy to use, and it is extremely reliable. Call SafeTouch today. Get your family that Halo protection I've enjoyed for 10 years. Ringing the new year with SafeTouch and not that ding-dong doorbell. It's SafeTouch.com.
Celebrate the biggest moments in 60 years of North America's most prestigious sports car race at the Rolex 24. January 29th through the 30th at Daytona International Speedway. Exotic cars, world-class drivers, non-stop action, and entertainment. Experience the race from every angle and perspective in the infield at the iconic World Center of Racing. Get your tickets today. Call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com or win them now at realradio.fm/contests.
The best thing about working at Fair & Farah is all of the employees. We all work together. It's extremely enjoyable to come to work every day.
There's a common cause or goal. No matter what your job is, we're all there for the client.
We are dedicated to our clients 100%. We do everything it takes to maximize the value of their claims.
Fair & Farah is really the Farah family. When they choose us, they choose a family to fight for them and to protect them and to make sure that they're in a good place and that they have somebody on their side.
Farah & Farah, here for you, here for good. Orlando.
Wow, that's a seriously massive pickup.
12 inches of lift.
Seriously, that's high.
My insurance isn't. With AAA, I saved over $800 on both home and auto together.
Seriously? Insurance through AAA?
Seriously. My AAA agent helped make sure I have the right home and auto coverage. Get in. We'll take a spin.
I'm seriously going to need a ladder.
The home and auto insurance bundle through AAA. Serious coverage. Serious savings. Learn more at AAA.com/seriously. Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility. Savings amounts may vary. Insurance underwritten by Auto Club Insurance Company of Florida.
Alpha Foundations.
Your home is your biggest investment, which is why protecting the safety of your home's foundation should be a top priority. Alpha Foundations is here to help with permanent solutions to foundation cracks, wet crawl spaces, and sinking concrete. For a free quote, call 1-800-714-3020 or visit alphafoundations.com. License CVC 1257350.
For home that lasts, you want to call them fast. Call Alpha Foundations.
Get social with us. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Let's talk about your mortgage. Is it possible you're paying too much? If you're not sure, it's time to make the 10-minute call to American Financing, Florida's home for home loans. Hey, it's Angel, and I like American Financing because their process starts with a free mortgage review. So there's no pressure, no obligation, no upfront or hidden fees. Just a simple conversation around ways that you can save up to $1,000 a month. That's right, a month. Maybe it's a lower rate, shorter term, or paying off high-interest debt. The salary-based mortgage consultants will look at all of the options and more, helping you decide if a refinance is right for you. If you start soon, you'll be able to skip 2 mortgage payments, creating greater upfront savings. So what are you waiting for? Pre-qualify for free by calling 407-686-1550. That's 407-686-1550. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Our cravings make unreasonable demands. Thankfully, you can use promo code CRAVINGS for $20 off your first $25 7-Eleven delivery 24/7. 7-Eleven, take it to 11. Ends 2/2/22 with promo code on first order for new customers. $25 minimum plus tax and fees. Limited delivery area. See 7 Now app for full terms.
Home. Sure, it's your furniture and electronics and appliances. But at Conn's Home Plus, we know it's that plus a whole lot more. We call it living the plus life. Top brands? We have them. Samsung, LG, HP, and more. Huge product selection and hot deals? Of course. Plus, get what you want now with next-day delivery options and pay over time with our personalized financing. Live the plus life and love your happy place. Only at Conn's Home Plus. Open in Orlando, Ocala, and Orange City.
A bounce check can be expensive. Why risk it when an Amscot cash advance could cost a lot less? Up to $500 on the spot with no credit check, and it won't hurt your credit rating. Amscot. Some restrictions apply.
Ahoy there, shrimp lovers. Try 3 new shrimply delicious dishes at Tijuana Flats. Crispy shrimp and corn tacos, fajita shrimp quesadilla, and garlic lime shrimp bowl. Order now at TijuanaFlats.com.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries? Call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now number 1 for podcasting. We are an iHeart radio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah. We like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Look, I'm just as surprised as you guys. Just as surprised as you guys. No clue what's coming next. And I don't want to know, trust me. All right, welcome back. Your keyword for 4 o'clock is Bills, BILLS. Just go to realradio.fm and let that fly. Hopefully you win that $1,000. Kingdom Clone. I love it.
That was their nickname, right?
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack and Ross are right over there. Deb's got Animal House.
She likes them fuzzy, furry, feathery, tough, and scaly. It's time for Animal House with Deborah Roberts.
Animal House is generously brought to you by personal injury attorney Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. We'll tell you how to get in touch with Glenn at the end of Animal House. But now, please join me and put your hands together for Katie Warner and her swallow-tailed kite from the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey in Maitland.
What's up?
Hey, Katie.
Hi.
Who's your feathered friend?
So nice for you guys to have us today. My feathered friend today is Gretel. This is a male swallowtail kite. So I don't know if you all are familiar with this species, but right now in Florida, you really wouldn't see these guys out in the wild. In the wintertime, they are down in Brazil. But you can see them all the time in the summertime here in Florida, where they come up for their breeding season, probably at the beginning of March.
And you generally only see them near bodies of water. At least that's the only time I've ever noticed them. Is that true, Katie?
Well, they actually nest and roost in pinelands and savanna areas. These guys like to nest in extremely tall trees, and they catch a lot of their prey is actually caught on the wing. It's called catching it on the fly, maybe, but they catch it midair, dragonflies and other flying insects as they fly and soar like a kite in the sky.
Wow.
Well, so that thing looks like a stone cold death machine to me. I mean, look at that. That bird's like a foot tall. It's got this beady ass little beak, and it does not look like it has time to play with your feelings. It is ready to cause some damage.
Katie, what would the wingspan be there on Gretel?
So when he has his wings extended, they're probably about 10 inches. They're quite large. And then the signature in flight is that scissor tail.
Yeah.
It looks just like a V when they soar on the thermals.
So they don't try to sweep down and grab like maybe rats or small rodents or snakes or anything like that?
Not typically. I mean, they will be opportunistic, certainly, and eat some frogs and grasshoppers and other smaller prey items on the ground. But these guys primarily hunt while they're flying in the air.
That thing is mad mugging. You got to go to JimColbertLive.com and check this thing out. When it looks directly into the camera, I shudder a bit. I got to tell you.
Well, Katie, how long has Gretel? How old is Gretel, and how did he come to be in your care at the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey?
Sure. Gretel is 3. In May, he'll actually turn 4 years old. And he came to us as a baby. When they're young, they have more of a toasty marshmallow color head. But when they turn adults, their head is all completely white with their dark wing feathers and scissor tail. And he was an imprint. Some people had found him and took care of him, and they're easily imprintable. And what that means is when they first start associating with their parents when they're young, they imprint on species of their kind, like swallowtail kites. But he was under human care, and unfortunately, he imprinted on humans. So he would be unable to survive back in the wild on his own.
Oh, really? He would not be able to hunt on his own. He doesn't understand because he's been hand-fed his entire life?
Just like a kid from private school.
Yes. So he doesn't have the survival skills to survive out in the wild. And so we use him for education, and he's a wonderful little education bird.
I was going to say, is he easier to handle than maybe some of your other wild birds because he did imprint on humans?
Well, it's hard to say. I mean, they're still very wild. As you can see up close, he's got those sharp talons and very sharp beaks. So they're certainly dangerous. But since he was with us for, since he was young, now up to adult, he's used to being out and about in front of humans as an education and glove-trained ambassador.
Yeah, he definitely does not want to be in kite jail.
No,
not with that kind of upbringing. It'd be bad news.
Well, listen, Katie, I know you've got some really exciting, two specific events coming up at the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey that you want to talk about, including one that's a perfect Valentine's Day event for someone who's pissed off at their Valentine.
What?
Yeah.
We do. We have an un-Valentine's Day event. It's called Love 'em, Leave 'em, or Feed 'em, where you can purchase an insect on behalf of someone that you love or someone that you loathe, and you'll be able to see it on Facebook Live. We'll be feeding these insects to some of our raptors.
Nice.
Hey, isn't that nice?
How about a finger?
So you can name them, and we will scroll down the list. And so you might hear your loved one's name or your person who you scoring's name as you feed them one of our mealworms or other yummy insects.
Do they have to be? Does its food have to be live?
We will do live prey because we're just doing our insect eaters. So Gretel might join us that day. We also have some American's kestrels and a screech owl that will be joining us.
Wow, I like that. What a party.
Those
that's a hell of a party you got going there.
This isn't your first year having this, past loved ones event, Valentine's event, right?
Correct. We did it last year, and it was super fun. We have a lot of fun with it. It's something not traditional, but we get a chance to meet and greet with raptors and do some live prey feeding on Facebook Live. So join us. You can find out the information on our Facebook page.
Last year, did you see anybody get like a little bit too into it?
Where you were concerned?
I cannot say.
Hey, she's a good ride or die, man.
Right.
I cannot say.
The bird's like, come on, man. Yeah, come on, we get it. She was bad to you.
You better eat, Greg. Take that, Greg.
And what's your other event that you've got coming up in March?
And so our other event is our annual Wind Beneath Our Wings event, and that's the center's main fundraiser. And we use that as an opportunity to raise funds for the programs here at the center. And it will also be a virtual event this year. So we're hosting some speakers, some fun like happy hour type events, raptor trivia. And so all of that you can find on our website at windbeneathourwings.org. And it's a great event to join for a great cause.
What's the lifespan of that bird in the wild?
So in the wild, I mean, they can live up to probably 15 to 20 years.
Damn.
And in captivity, almost you can double that just because they're not out competing for resources and food.
Right.
These guys are, as some of our other birds are, they suffer from loss of habitat. And certainly they have a very long migration route that they have to get to 5,000 miles away. So that can be treacherous. And so each year that they can survive that, they're in good shape.
That's something I wanted to ask real quick. Do we know where in Brazil these birds migrate to during the wintertime?
Theme parks.
So they're doing a lot of research on that, and it's really the southern tip of Brazil. So these guys will start their migration pattern in Florida, go across the Gulf of Mexico, through Central America, all the way down through South America to southern Brazil.
Yeah, they're not dumb enough to stop in Colombia, right?
Keep talking, Gringo. Keep talking, Gringo.
Hey, I wanted to also ask, when when you have the lifespan, you said doubles when in captivity. Do they have any natural predators in the wild?
Yes, they certainly do. Great horned owls is one of their predators because they nest in the same type of habitat as the swallowtail kites do. They obviously are night hunters when the swallowtail kites are daytime hunters, but they are one of their predators in the wild.
Wow, great horned owls, man. They go after they go after other owls. They go after the swallow-tailed kites. They sound like the badass bird of the wild.
Oh, yeah.
What are you looking at me for?
No,
They're a top dog.
So I noticed that the bird has a really interesting eye color. Is that almost like a mustard Dijon yellow? What color would you say that is?
He does have
Jaundice?
reddish eyes, and it's very unique for a raptor, and they're very a signature trait for the swallowtail kite. So you can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
You've been hitting that pipe.
Oh, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's a little joke. Just a little joke.
I like this bird.
Yeah, this bird gets down.
It does get down. And are there opportunities to see these guys? I know with the Omicron surge, I know hours and attendance has been changing at a lot of different places around Central Florida. But is the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey open for folks to go in and see Gretel and your other raptors?
Yes, we certainly are. We're open to the public on Tuesdays through Sundays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And Gretel resides in our bird garden with some of our other ambassadors. We also have another swallowtail kite, Mississippi kites, and Everglades kites that you can learn about at the Center for Birds of Prey.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah, very cool. I mean, you guys are always doing such a good job, and you always bring something cool for us to look at while we do this segment. And thank you so much for spending your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it.
Good job.
We'll be posting the Animal House podcast ASAP. I'll have all of the pertinent information where folks can go to get information on the events, the non-Valentine event in February and the Wind Beneath Our Wings event in March. Gretel, beautiful swallowtail kite. You can still see them for a little bit while we're on JimColbertLive.com. But in the meantime, wanted to let you know that Animal House is generously brought to you by Glenn Klausman of Klausman Law. If you or someone you know or love have been in a car, a truck, or even a motorcycle accident, they need to call Klausman Law. Here are 2 reasons why. 1, you never get passed over to a caseworker. Glenn will always personally handle your case, so much so that number 2, he's going to give you his personal cell phone number and then pick up when you call. Just a couple of reasons why year after year he is voted legal elite and super lawyer. So again, he's an animal lover and a friend of the show. So if you've been in an accident, give him a call at 407-917-1718 or check him out online at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com.
Awesome. Big thanks to Katie. We appreciate that very much. Don't forget to go and check out those 2 events. Very cool. A wonderful thing to support, actually right around the corner from the station here. So thanks again. We appreciate that. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show. Hang loose.
Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. Real radio. 104.1.
From the Klausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call klausmanlaw.com.
Problems eastbound I-4 to the Turnpike. It looks like they're doing construction and shutting the exit down off and on, so follow the posted detour there. Eastbound travel on I-4 still heavy between Princeton Street and Lee Road, as well as westbound between World Drive and Osceola Polkline Road. We're seeing westbound slowdowns too between Princeton Street and Colonial Drive. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by the new Our American Stories podcast.
Check out the new Our American Stories podcast, the show where the American people are the star, telling inspiring stories of history, sports, business, faith, and love, and your stories too. Subscribe on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Man, shrimp has finally arrived at Tijuana Flats. Everybody knows T Flats, man. That's where you go for dinner with the fam, right? On Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays. Well, they're turning it up, man. They brought shrimp into the game, and this new crispy shrimp and corn taco is like my favorite thing now. 5 super crispy beer-battered shrimp in this beautiful avocado sauce, cilantro cabbage, corn salsa, garlic lime sauce, queso fresco, pickled red onions. Absolutely delicious. They do the same thing with the garlic lime shrimp bowl and the fajita shrimp quesadilla, sauteed shrimp, poblano peppers, onions, cheddar jack cheese, garlic sauce. All of these are so delicious. New flavors from Tijuana Flats. Everybody knows T Flats. Go and try this new shrimp menu. You're going to love it at Tijuana Flats.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. but a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now, during our January sale, save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Are you 65 or older, diagnosed with heart failure, and still experiencing unresolved symptoms? Then this message may be for you. Other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome or gastrointestinal problems could be a sign of something more serious, like transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM for short. ATTR-CM is a rare and life-threatening disease that worsens over time, so it's important to recognize the signs and talk to your doctor. For more information, visit attrcmfacts.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Home. Sure, it's your furniture and electronics and appliances, but at Cons-Home Plus, we know it's that plus a whole lot more. We call it living the plus life. Get ready for the big game with super savings on top brands like Samsung, LG, HP, and more. And score hot deals on our huge selection of products. Plus, get what you want now with next-day delivery options and pay over time with our personalized financing. Live the plus life and love your winning place. Only at Cons-Home Plus. Open in Orlando, Ocala, and Orange City.
Daytona isn't just home to the Daytona 500. It's also hallowed ground for some of the toughest drivers to prove to themselves and all those watching that they are NASCAR worthy. It's where trucks battle it out under the Friday night lights, and where Xfinity slugs it out on Saturday. And it's where history will be made. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and NASCAR Xfinity Series, with limited infield admissions for the Daytona 500 still available. Get your tickets today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
When life-changing events happen, it's important to have somebody there to take the burden off of your shoulders. At those moments, Kramer Law is there for you. If you were involved in a divorce or you're having a dispute with your ex, Kramer Law will be there to take care of you every step of the way. Life-changing events happen. Having a lawyer on your side is the smart move. No matter what the legal issue, we're here for you. Kramer Law, one firm for life.com. Office is Altamont Springs.
Having trouble with your AC? Call our friends at Mills Air, 407-277-1159. With 30 years of experience, they can certainly help you out. Carrier factory authorized dealers with up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. Family owned and operated, it's millsair.com.
Dunkin' is here to help you put the win in winter with new Winter Blend coffee. A vibrant medium roast that's full-bodied and smooth with notes of ginger snap. Enjoy a medium, hot, or iced Winter Blend coffee for $2. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions and additional charges may apply.
Overwhelmed when it comes to handling your personal finances? Credit Karma is here to help you make those big calls with more confidence. Whether you're refinancing credit card debt or paying for an upcoming expense, Credit Confidence technology automatically identifies loans that you're most likely to get approved for. Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you. That's creditkarma.com/loan offers.
When you owe the IRS or state sales tax and can't pay, call J. David Tax Law for effective tax help. J. David Tax Law can stop IRS or state collection actions and protect you from financial ruin. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962 or at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
What is iHeartRadio? All your favorite music.
This is Steven Tyler. And Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
James from Metallica here. It's iHeartRadio. All your favorite stations, where you live or where you used to live. And of course, virtually every podcast on the planet at your fingertips. And it's all free. If you don't already have it, download the free iHeart app today. iHeart. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show, already in progress.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. 4 o'clock keyword is green, Green.
Nope.
Nope.
It's bills.
Bills, that's right.
We want to
Sorry.
help pay your bills.
BILLS.
Real Radio.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
RealRadio.fm and enter that, yeah.
Too soon.
It's the only time Bills can win.
Oh, too soon.
They won their opening week. I'm not even a Bills fan, and that broke my heart.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good story. They'll be back. They'll be back. It's not like the Bills have been there 4 times in a row and never lost. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim.
You have to be proud of a team that wins 4 consecutive AFC championships.
You do.
Yeah.
But you didn't win a Super Bowl, and for competitors, the championships matter, but they really don't.
Throwing this out here, though.
That's the truth.
Sure, but them going to 4 straight Super Bowls and losing all 4, I hear about that more than the 4 winners of those 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
It is truly a legendary.
Yeah, well, 2 of those were the Giants, right? Or at least one.
Giants one was. I think that was this Norwood wide left
right. Yeah,
or
yeah,
wide
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I know about. I don't even know what years that happened, but
90s.
I could not tell you
Early
who won
90s,
them
yeah. Jim Kelly was the quarterback.
I know
remember
about
that.
Jim Kelly. I know about.
Thurman Thomas.
I know about the quarterback. I know about the helicopter. I know about so many little minute details about those 4 Super Bowl runs.
I think one of them was a miracle catch or something like that too, right? There's a bad a field goal, a couple miracle catches in there to keep. It was crazy, and that's quite an accomplishment. But if you ask everybody on those teams, more than likely they would tell you more about the disappointment of not making it to the Super Bowl more than the joy of winning an AFC championship.
But
that's just how competitors are.
As a beyond neutral when it comes to that situation,
yeah,
that gets talked about far more than a lot of other Super Bowl winning teams.
Absolutely. 407-916-1041 if you'd like to call the program. So I talked to you guys about this, I think about 2 years ago, and I heard a rumor that this was coming to Orlando, and it is. And I'm going to give you some advice when it comes. When it hits, I'm just going to give you some advice. The first opportunity that you have to buy a ticket to go to Meow Wolf, which is coming to Orlando. It's going to be out by iDrive, out there by the outlets. They just bought 17 acres. The one in Vegas is called Area 15. They all have different names. The one that I went to in New Mexico in Santa Fe was just called Meow Wolf. It is a living art exhibit, and I will tell you, I have a relatively good vocabulary. I cannot explain what Meow Wolf is. It is impossible to explain what it is without going into an in-depth 20-minute conversation. And then, even after that, chances are you're still not going to get it until you experience it. I predict that when this thing opens, every ticket will be sold out for a minimum of 2 months. A minimum of 2 months. It actually may be longer than that. When people start going to Meow Wolf in Orlando and they experience it and it hits social media, it will be the ticket in Orlando for at least 6 months, maybe longer.
Oh, now it's 6 months.
No. I didn't say that.
I said 2 months. Now you said at least 6 months.
It'll be the ticket in Orlando for 6 months.
Okay.
You won't be able to get one for 2 months.
Okay, 2 months still on sale. Because I'm writing this down because this sounds like something you might want to put money on.
Yeah. It is genuinely one of the most interesting things I've ever encountered.
You were crawling around like a cat?
There's no way to explain it. Yes, at some point you're playing a laser guitar, and then another point you walk into what looks like a kitchen, and you open the refrigerator in the kitchen, and there's a slide that goes down 2 stories into another art exhibit. That when you walk into the room, you'll push the wall opens up, it goes into another room that's a tree house. I mean, you're
speaking Deb's love language now.
Yeah, you are.
It is the closest thing I can explain is like, imagine having a real life Alice in Wonderland experience. Like if an acid trip came to life and you could actually walk through it, touch it, and interact with it, that's the best thing. And by the way...
And that was called House of Eternal Return at Meow Wolf's Santa Fe exhibit. Yeah. The mind-bending, explorable art experience from the refrigerator where you take the slide 2 stories down.
It is, guys, I'm telling you, If you haven't been to it, if you've never experienced anything like this, because there's only, I think, 3 of them in the world. There's one in Vegas. They just opened.
Santa Fe, Vegas.
And there's one going to California.
Denver,
yeah.
Denver just opened one.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter texted me and said, guess what? We're getting a Meow Wolf.
I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be there super sober.
I will.
The Van Gogh experience has already ended its Orlando run. It's now heading to Sarasota. So this one looks like...
Oh, this is way beyond anything. You can't even...
I want to say...
You don't even know what to do.
Is it full time? Is it like...
Imagine a warehouse. Imagine an IKEA. And the IKEA is a giant adult trippy fun house.
Oh, yeah.
That you don't know what's going to happen from one second to the next. You don't know what one room's going to offer.
Kind of like a Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory and Alice in Wonderland experience.
Exactly like that. It is a whimsical art walkthrough meta experience that it's not explainable. I'm telling you, man, it's just absolutely unbelievable.
And which one did you go to? You went to the one in
Santa Fe.
In Santa Fe.
And it was a whim. We were just driving up to Santa Fe when we went to New Mexico to just do that tour around New Mexico. So we're like, we got to go to Santa Fe because we were going to go up to Taos, right? The art community up there. So we just went up to Santa Fe to drive around, right? So while we're driving around, we actually just drive by this place. We're like, what the hell is Meow Wolf? And I think my wife looked it up online and said, well, it's this interactive art exhibit. We had nothing to do, and it was like 35 degrees outside. I'm like, let's go in. It's like $40 a person or whatever. They could charge $140 a person, and it would still be undervalued. It's that good. You can literally stay in there for an hour, 5 hours. It's bananas, man.
So so you can still buy tickets to the Santa Fe one. So that I'm assuming means that once it's here to stay.
Yeah, it's here to stay. It's a permanent living art exhibit. Now I do believe they've updated the Santa Fe one. I want to say that's the original one.
It is.
Okay, so I believe they've updated that at least once. They will do that, shut it down for a summer or winter or whatever the case may be, and they'll go in and do some updates, cleaning, and things like that. And then, offer some new twists and turns. But it takes them quite a while to build this thing because, I mean, it's just, and they tell you don't bring your phone in. You can actually YouTube and Google some Meow Wolf stuff, and there are still photos to just give you an idea of kind of what it looks like. It's like, we talk about the dioramas, Deborah.
Right, yeah.
And how as kids you look into the Viewmaster, and you were just like, man, I want to live in there. It looks so cool in there. The lighting's perfect.
It looks
so
just
perfect.
like that.
It's way better than this trailer I'm in. Right, and then you like if you could transform yourself into a Viewmaster, into some of those crazy, Alice in Wonderland scenes, it's kind of what it is.
Just go to meowwolf.com, and that's where it shows you, permanent installations, and it shows you what's offered in each of the cities. It would be very exciting for us to get that. Yeah, there's only 3, Santa Fe, Vegas, and Denver.
And Denver just opened.
Are there lines for each exhibit? Do you have to wait?
It's not like that.
You just roam?
You pay your fee, and then you go in. Imagine it being like a fun house. And I don't even think I don't think there's a time limit. I think once you go in, you're in. I don't think you have to leave, but there is they will only let so many people in at once because really, to be honest with you, when we went in, it was right on the cusp of being a little too crowded. Right on the cusp, but not quite there. And then you see a lot of kids coming there and just tripping balls going through.
Well, in Denver, they call it our 3rd permanent art exhibition. Convergence Station is a 4-story exhibition home to 70-plus unique installations, rooms, and portals. Together, they tell a cathartic tale of converged worlds, unforgettable, transformational, and not to be missed.
Let me tell you,
4 stories.
I will tell you, this is the truth.
70 installations.
It would be worth, if you could do it in a year, to visit every one of them. To fly into New Mexico, enjoy a little trip. By the way, if you haven't been there, it's just such a cool state, by the way.
It is.
There's a vibe there that's unexplainable. Yeah. Mark Maron is from New Mexico, and he talks about that very Albuquerque vibe. It's a really unique, semi-haunting kind of vibe in New Mexico. Then Denver, I've got a connection there. My daughter lives there. And then go out to L.A. or California. I'm not sure it's in L.A. and see that one.
You only have Denver, Vegas, and... what was the third one?
Santa Fe.
And Santa Fe. So there is none in California.
So you would go and enjoy those, And then, when this one's built, just make a trip and do every one of them. See how different they are.
That would be, because again, that's an all-day.
People just simply don't know what they're not going to know how to respond. I'm telling you straight up, when they go to this, they're just not going to know how to act.
This is really cool that it's coming to Orlando, because when you look at, I don't know, it's making me feel like quite a major city.
Yeah, exactly, considering, that there isn't a city in California that has a Meow Wolf.
How about this? They didn't choose Miami or Tampa.
Yeah, exactly.
Now again, they're going for the big tourist dollars, understood, because you're going to run hundreds of thousands of people through that thing because it's here in Orlando. One of the reasons it's in Vegas, that makes perfect sense, right? Another giant tourist destination. And I got to tell you, I don't know that there are plans to build many more. I think they want to keep it relatively exclusive. And if I remember right, it took them quite a while to build the second one from when they built the one in Santa Fe. It took
5 years.
Yeah. So, they're not just pumping them out every 20 minutes, like it's a movie theater.
Well, we have some listeners apparently looking forward to it. One texted us at 77031. Tickets, check. Mushrooms, check.
Yeah, that's it.
Tickets, check. Mushrooms, check.
I will tell you this. I would also bet this, and I don't know how you could track this. I bet the first people that go into Meow Wolf, and I think you can buy annual passes, will immediately buy the annual pass or revisit the facility within 60 days. It's impossible to explain how cool it is. When you go in, all you want to do is go back in because it's just so effing cool and fun. Even as a 50-year-old man, I was like, this is so much fun.
It looks,
From 5 years old to 65 years old, there is something in there that will entertain you at a level that you've never... It will make you think about yourself and what you find interesting. Because there is every opportunity for interesting. And you'll find yourself hovering in certain areas and then going, wow, man, I never knew I was into this much, but this has caught my attention and I can't leave.
I've only been to, it's completely different, but there's in the middle of the Midwest. What do they call it? Like those little sideshow attractions?
Yeah.
Right?
Roadside?
Yeah.
Yeah, roadside attractions.
Roadside attractions. It's called Dr. Evermore's Forevertron.
I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, you see a sign on the side of the road for that, and you're like, well, I got to figure out what the Forevertron is all about. And it's the largest scrap metal sculpture in the world.
So Meow Wolf in Santa Fe, and if you go back in my Facebook feed, you can actually see this. I can actually post it back up today if you want. But it has a giant tarantula made out of old car parts, and it's 25 feet high. Matter of fact, you couldn't put it in this area that we're sitting in right now. You could put a small house under it. It's gigantic, all made out of old car parts. So that's, part of the whole thing is humanity reflecting on itself kind of in this display. And I think that's what made it so interesting. It is very introspective when you go in and start walking around and kind of checking it out. But I will guarantee you for sure when people in Orlando start and experience the Meow Wolf, if they haven't yet, and it's not for everybody, but I will guarantee you that it will make quite a bit of buzz on social locally, without question.
Oh, yeah.
And it's also, what a great... That just screams Orlando. Sure, it's on iDrive. I get it. iDrive.
That's where it's got to be.
Yeah. Got to be financial reasons. Yeah, sure. But of course, I'm biased. I would love to see this in somewhere in more of the city. But
yeah, it's never gonna. It's always gonna have to be out there, just simply because that's it's prime
make
location.
It accessible.
Yeah, and that's where all the people who
if it was accessible, it would be in a different place. iDrive is iDrive. It's not. Once you're there, you're stuck.
For tourists, not...
Yeah.
And they're doing something with the Orlando location. And again, I haven't been to the Vegas one. I haven't been to the one in Denver. But the one in Santa Fe, as I remember, wasn't really focused toward, you could have birthday parties in there and stuff, but they didn't have, a bar or anything like that. The new one is supposed to have all that stuff. So on top of the art facility, it's supposed to have some really cool bars. I guess one of them is going to have a balloon, and you ride a balloon up to the bar or some stuff. So it's going to be pretty darn cool. It's going to be a while before it gets here, but I can guarantee you when it gets here, it will be the talk of the town for quite a while, without question. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. The movies are coming to life every single day, guys. And again, they're coming to life, and I'll tell you exactly how right after this.
You text us at 77031, and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
This Real Radio 104.1 weather report sponsored by Rude Air Conditioning, powered by Ferguson HVAC.
Hi, everybody. Good Wednesday to you. Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King, Fox 35 Storm Center. I want to update you Central Florida weather today. A lot of clouds and passing showers again. A cool one, 63 or high, and rain before 1 p.m. Your chance at 40 to 50%. Have the umbrella handy. You'll need it today. 56, mostly cloudy, cool tonight. Winds from the north at 5 to 10. Rain chance late tonight and isolated passing showers at 20%. 30% chance of rain Thursday. A warmer high in the upper 60s. Same Friday, but a higher rain chance at 60%. Friday high at 68. For Fox 35, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Jamie King. Take care.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens. With low-cost Medicare prescription copays at Walgreens, you won't have a Medicare in the world. Plus, easy prescription delivery options for even less to Medicare about. Start filling your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and see how much you could save today.
Man, it's a new year and, of course, time for a new grill. Tools Ace Hardware has you covered. The best brands and grills out there, including the Big Green Egg, the one I love. And the great thing about the Big Green Egg is they're the biggest dealer in Central Florida, right here in Orlando. You don't have to drive far to get your Big Green Egg. It's right here with great prices and all the wonderful accessories, plus wood-fired pellet grills from Traeger, classic propane or charcoal grills from Weber. That Genesis series from Weber is unbelievably good. Don't forget to pick up a few bottles of the old Jim Colbert Show seasonings and rubs. We have them right there at all the Ace Hardwares. Plus, you get free assembly and delivery when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware 11 convenient Central Florida locations. Just stop when you shop in at toolsacehardware.com.
It's the new year, and guess what? I'm in hot water. Hey, it's RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi in DeLand. My sales are frozen. So this month, I've cooked up the craziest icebreaker ever. Right now, I'm paying way over appraised value for any car, regardless of make, model, miles, or even condition. If you owe $2,000, $4,000, or even $7,000 more than it's worth, I still want it. Plus, with my dealer next door credit approval process, you could skate home for just $8 down. We've got the banks to break the ice with lower rates and smaller payments. You can drive a car that's twice as nice. Come see me at RC Hill Mitsubishi. Check out the new Mirage 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. And introducing the all-new 2022 Outlander in stock and ready for delivery. For your peace of mind, we provide a lifetime limited warranty. So dump that old ride you hate, and you can drive for $8. But hurry, this deal will melt away fast. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. See details at rchill.com.
Find out just how much you can save on your monthly mortgage payments at rpfunding.com. I'm Robert Palmer, and I want to help you save thousands by refinancing your home loan and letting me pay your closing costs. Rates this low can't last forever, so lock in today. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing.
If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, hiring Farron Farah can make all the difference. Case in point, our client was injured in a major restaurant chain and was told they wouldn't get a dime from the restaurant. But that didn't stop our team from proving that the restaurant's floor was dangerous, and we got them to pay nearly $500,000. And on top of that, they completely changed their floors, making the restaurant safer for future customers. Farah & Farah, here for you, here for good.
Orlando.
I want to break free.
Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 70% off the second guest on all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. Plus, take all free offers including free open bar, free specialty dining, free air, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe, feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Sip and save at Circle K with our new drink subscription. Enjoy one coffee or fountain drink every day for only $5.99 a month. Sign up in-store or at CircleK.com. Circle K. Take it easy.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cybercrimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now, cybercriminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
This year full of real radio is brought to you by Klausman Law. Car crash? Call Glenn Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com.
still showing the world every aspect of your life on social media? Yep, us too. Find Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Facebook.
Let me say this about Casey and the Sunshine Band. The most underrated 70s act that gets a lot of juice, but not the juice that like ABBA or the Bee Gees got. This guy and this band, it's good. Monsters. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, Ross, they're here with me as well.
I have no booty.
5:20, we'll talk to Scott Maxwell, 15 minutes away from your next keyword for your opportunity to win that $1,000.
Yeah.
How you guys doing in your crossword puzzles, by the way?
I did a little last night. It's interesting.
How do you step away from it?
All right. Well, it's like, my eyes were getting heavy.
Teach me, Yoda. How do you step away from one without it being finished?
But one of the things I find rewarding is when you had that clue you were staring at for a while, and I came back today, and then I saw the same clue, and then it just hit. I'm like, I got it. I figured it out.
So in the world of crosswording, that's a common practice.
Yeah.
Like if I get stuck, the best thing to do, turn it face down, get up, walk around. A couple shots of scotch, 8:10 a.m. Sunday will do it. That's the Catholic way.
Although I did make, I made with crosswords for me, it's like you kind of go through, and I think you mentioned this yesterday, Jim. You scan it for the obvious ones, the ones that you put all your money chips in the center.
Yeah.
You go, this is right. I know the answer.
Sure.
Give me my pen, right, and then. You answer the ones that you have a little less degree of confidence in, and so I hold on to that until I can find a word that kind of corroborates that one of those letters.
Yeah.
And then last night I got to the point I said, Stuart, I'm putting this word in because I think that's right.
Right.
And then I worked on it and realized, oh, that's a wrong.
That's why.
I know I have two wrong words in there that I'm like changing the letters as I go.
I had to do that too. I made the mistake of going, oh yeah, I can do this in pen.
Gather around, children. Let me explain.
I didn't have a pencil.
For one thing, never do it in pencil. Because when you're successful at something, you never have a backup plan. Just do it in pen from the very beginning.
All right.
Yes, Sensei. When you're successful at something, you never have a backup plan, right? You always just full balls forward to getting it right.
Okay.
This is how you're supposed to handle crossword
it's
puzzles.
Called burning the ships.
Right, yeah.
Burn
the
the ships.
And here's why. You don't write it down unless you know for sure. And that's important. It's a lesson in life. Don't take guesses. You don't guess at things like that. You corroborate like Jack says. Because has everybody got the first clue on this crossword? Do you know what the first clue is?
Well,
you already have
now
it?
Now I do. Yeah.
Do you have it, Ross?
The picked instrument?
The picked instrument. Do you have the answer, Ross?
I do not.
Okay.
I'm going to go with ukulele.
Okay, that's not it. This is only five letters.
Starts. Well.
But
Can I give him that answer?
No, don't. But if you think that's the answer, you start obviously going to the ones that go down. Okay, can that word start with this letter?
Yeah,
can that word start with this letter?
I had to write them down before I forgot, and then I would go through and try that out. And there's been a couple of.
I gotcha. A lot of some people will use tracing paper on top of it, and then write on there in case they get it wrong. Then they'll just fill it in.
Way too much
Pen
work.
from the beginning. Trust me, it works. Pen from the beginning.
It's a lot of work. A lot of passion for crosswords.
Ooh.
I'm more of a Mahjong fan.
Now, why would you say that and make it sound negative?
Well, for the second time in 24 hours, he referred to it as homework.
It's it's just it is a lot of passion.
Tell me how you feel.
I feel like you believe in crosswords than most people. I think you enjoy crosswords.
Yes.
Than maybe a former pet or something. I don't know.
I think you're wrong.
Have you always been this way, or did this start with the entrance into your old man passage?
No, I started doing these things in 88.
88.
In 1988, because I was running printing presses, And when you put on when you put what they call just a long run on a printing press, it takes about an hour to run the run. And once you get the press set up properly, you just basically sit there and watch it. Right. So to pass the time, I started getting the newspaper and doing the daily crossword puzzles and found it was quite addicting. So I just kept doing them. And I'll get on these runs where I'll do the ones and I'll just go online and start downloading random ones, harder and harder to make them just difficult. And I don't even care if I get the entire thing right. Like I'll download really hard ones and I'll get maybe, out of a possible 100 answers, I'll get, maybe 30 of them, 25 of them. And I consider that a win because it's at a more difficult level. It's like, like a golf course slope thing, man. You know the deal.
Yeah. Turn up the yardage.
407-916-1041. So before we went to break, I was telling you guys that the movies are always coming to life and it happens all the time. Did you guys happen to know that there is a SpaceX rocket that has been orbiting Earth since 2015? Did you guys know that?
No, we don't, and I would think it's because they don't really like talking about it.
There's a SpaceX rocket on a collision course with the moon after spending almost 7 years hurtling through space. The booster was originally launched from Florida in February of 2015 as an interplanetary mission to send space weather satellite on a 1,000,000-mile journey. After it completed the long burn of its engines and sending the NOAA's Deep Space Climate Observatory on its way to a gravity-neutral position, this stage was high enough it didn't have any fuel to return home. It lacked energy to escape the gravity of the Earth-Moon system. So it's been following somewhat of a chaotic orbit around the Earth since February. It's on a crash course for the moon now.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
It's on a crash course
I don't like
for
that
the moon.
Either.
Yeah, don't mess with the moon too much.
Yeah, exactly.
What if they hit the flag?
It says,
what if they hit the doo-doo bags left up there by our astronauts?
Now they're going to have to go all the way up there just to burn it.
Poo in space.
As says Bill Gray, who writes software to track near-Earth objects, asteroids, minor planets, and comets, has said that the Falcon 9's upper stage will very likely hit the far side of the moon near the equator on March 4th of this year.
Wow.
And theoretically, you should be able to see that happen, right?
I would think so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, is that side of the moon viewable?
Side,
right?
Yeah. Oh, but isn't that where the Chinese
it says,
lunar outpost is?
Oh, yeah.
I think it is. It's on the far side of the moon.
Could you imagine?
Intergalactic war.
Oops.
Wrong coordinates.
It says, the data line, it said, it made a closer lunar flyby on January 5th, will make certain impact on March 4th. It's the first unintentional case of space junk hitting the moon, which means if they're saying unintentional, that means they've intentionally hit the moon with some space junk.
Okay, I know this sounds ignorant, but I mean, it wouldn't be that big of an explosion that it could.
No,
obviously.
No. Nothing's going to happen to it there because the moon has had its ass kicked.
Oh, yeah.
All you have to do is just
where all the craters are from.
Just look at one glance at those crater impact. It has been beaten up quite a bit.
It has.
I don't think a tiny little rocket's going to make that big of a difference. But I thought that was kind of cool because I've not heard a word of this. This is not something like, oh, by the way, we got one of these out there still flying around.
That's the other second SpaceX story that I found kind of interesting lately, and I don't know if this is I can't attribute it to anything, but earlier someone did text us at 77031 saying those Starlink satellites, I guess, are interfering with the satellites that are trying to look for the asteroids that are called planet killers.
Oh, really?
Like the ones that we saw in the movie Don't Look Up.
Irony.
So, isn't it?
Irony. Hey, what's that breaking through that level of satellite? Oops.
Why am I laughing?
I know that. I know where that's going to hit. It's going to hit right here.
What is
Geneva.
Right.
Impact A. That's my luck.
Not a big deal. What is it called? We don't want to talk about that.
How crazy is that, man?
Exactly.
Like I saw this morning, I was like, man, somebody has to have known about this. We read the news, we scan the news for stupid stuff like this.
All the time.
How could this have slipped through? They've had a
rogue rocket.
An out of control rocket out there for 7 years. Just hauling ass on some crazy orbit. March 4th, I guess we'll have to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Since been following a somewhat chaotic orbit since February of 2015 because it lacked the energy to get back into our atmosphere. So it just kind of stayed out there, just kind of wobbling around, floating around in space.
What's on this rocket?
Nothing now. It was a booster.
Well, someone did say, text us at 77031, the second stage booster is only about a quarter of the size of the Falcon 9.
Yeah, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But the fact
like a popcorn fart.
I think the funny thing is we've learned everything about this. Like, they tell us when they miss on the barges. Like, when they were starting that, they said, oh, we missed. Our bad. Whoops. And they didn't say anything about this one. That's crazy that no one knew about this.
I mean, who's leaking?
Yeah,
who's spreading rumors?
Well, this is a story in The Guardian.
All right.
I mean,
Now, where's The Guardian based out of?
I think it's an English thing, isn't it?
Alas, our answer. That's why.
Well, it's a website, but I thought The Guardian is Guardian English, do you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. English. 200 years, man. 200 years old. Been doing it for a while.
Yeah. Everyone knows it's from England.
All right, 407. What'd you say, Bo?
He was mocking you, but everybody does know the Guardians.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality and lowest price.
Well, heads up if you're traveling eastbound on I-4 to the Turnpike. The exit ramp will be shut down on and off throughout the evening into tomorrow morning till 5:30. They're doing some repaving out there. Just follow the local detours. Eastbound is also stop and go between Princeton Street and Lee Road, as well as westbound between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Craving comfort food? Try Wawa's warm and savory barbecue brisket, made from finest cuts of beef, hand-trimmed and slowly braised to perfection. Enjoy barbecue brisket on a brioche bun or in a bowl today. Gotta have a Wawa.
Well, the old ding-dong doorbell company at it again. This time their cloud service goes down, rendering all of their security devices useless. That's what they're there for, right? Affecting lots of other apps on the customer's internet, disrupting lives, compromising security. That's bad if that's your only job. SafeTouch Security has been warning customers of this possibility for years. Not only have they been listening to your conversation, spying on your cameras, and selling your personal info, now they're shutting down your security devices and multiple apps inside your home. SafeTouch says don't trust DIY security devices. There's a reason why you pay security companies to look out for the security and welfare of your family, because that's what they do. You can join thousands of the SafeTouch customers that have made that smart choice. Get that exclusive two-way communicator and know that you have the fastest response available from your emergency authorities. I've experienced that. It's absolutely true. Not to mention, SafeTouch's 24/7 cameras alert you by text or video notification at the first sign of trouble. No security system is complete without that SafeTouch crash and smash technology and guaranteed response time. These guys are very good at what they do, and I've had them for 10 years. They've never let me down once. The kids learn the system in just a few minutes, and the equipment is very reliable. Call SafeTouch today and get your family that halo of protection I've enjoyed for many, many years. Ringing the new year with SafeTouch and not the ding-dong doorbell. Again, it's safetouch.com.
Daytona's always been huge. So huge, in fact, that it can't be confined to one weekend. No, it deserves a whole week. A speed week. With 5 days of NASCAR-level racing, history in the making, and entertainment that's the envy of the nation. Daytona Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, February 16th through the 20th. Get your tickets today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
With all the new people moving here recently, we thought it'd be a good idea to explain International Diamond Center. If you've lived here a while, you already know this, so bear with us. International Diamond Center, also known as IDC, is not an ordinary jewelry store. It was started decades ago by a major East Coast diamond supplier, Keith LeClaire. Keith had international connections with diamond cutters and would sell diamonds to upscale jewelry stores. Then he decided to start selling direct to the public at prices that undercut traditional jewelers in a big way. This no middleman approach caught on big, and now IDC is one of the largest and most successful jewelers in America, still providing exceptional quality and astonishing value. So if you've just moved here from New York or California or wherever, know that IDC is the area's go-to place for diamonds, fine designer jewelry, and Swiss timepieces. Just be prepared to be a little shocked when you see how great our values are, especially compared to where you came from. International Diamond Center. Just another great reason you made the move south. Get details, directions, store hours, and more at shopidc.com.
I could ask my family for money, and I'm sure they'd help me out, but I'd rather depend on me.
An AmScott cash advance could mean up to $500 on the spot with no credit check. Get started at amscott.com.
AmScott.
Some restrictions apply.
Alpha Foundations.
Since 2002, Alpha Foundations has led the way in foundation repair, concrete leveling, crawl space encapsulation, and much more. With the industry's most complete lifetime warranty, plus a price assurance guarantee. For a free estimate, call 1-800-714-3020 or visit alphafoundations.com. License CBC 1257350.
For home at last, you want to call them fast. Call Alpha Foundations.
Home. Sure, it's your furniture and electronics and appliances. But at Cons Home Plus, we know it's that plus a whole lot more. We call it living the plus life. Top brands, we have them. Samsung, LG, HP, and more. Huge product selection and hot deals? Of course. Plus, get what you want now with next day delivery options and pay over time with our personalized financing. Live the plus life and love your happy place. Only at Cons Home Plus. Open in Orlando, Ocala, and Orange City.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Angel from the Monsters. Listen, if you have a lot of high-interest debt to pay each month, the cost can quickly add up and become overwhelming. But it doesn't have to be this way. With a quick call to American Financing, you can learn about options to get out of debt with help from your mortgage. You'll get a much lower interest rate. You'll only have one manageable monthly payment to focus on. It's a helpful solution that can mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings and tens of thousands long-term. So why not learn more? Get a free mortgage review today and see just how much you can save. There's no pressure, no obligation, no upfront or hidden fees. You may even be able to skip 2 mortgage payments, creating greater upfront savings. But you've got to call American Financing, and you got to call now. 407-686-1550. That's 407-686-1550. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334. NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hey, Mario Lopez here, and I don't know about you, but I am stoked to get outdoors again, dining at restaurants, watching live music. It's so great to have it all back, but with privilege comes responsibility. Make sure you're doing your part to help reduce the spread of COVID-19. Getting tested is easy at COVID Clinic. Go to covidclinic.org to book an appointment at no cost to the patient. COVID Clinic has locations conveniently located all throughout the state. So visit covidclinic.org to find the closest one to you. Again, that is covidclinic.org.
Hey, Orlando. Now you can get treated for everything from chest pains to ankle sprains at a third of the cost and half the time of an average ER visit. Say hello to a better emergency care experience. Say hello to GuideWell Emergency Doctors. Operated by Crucial Care, time is based on the American College of Emergency Physicians. Cost comparison based on 2016 actuarial analysis of hospital-based ER visits.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studio. Car accidents, other injuries, call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, FUN. F-U-N, FUN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Backward skate. Is this the Kinks?
It is the Kinks. And this hit came out 20 years into their performing career.
Ray Davies. Yeah. The brothers, right? 2 Davies brothers in that band? Did you listen to the John Mellencamp, Mark Maron interview yet?
I have not listened to that yet. I do those. I listen to those on my bike ride. In this weather, I was just like, I'm not going out there.
The Dinklage interview is up as well, the one that we talked about yesterday, where he goes off on Disney, which is making national news again today. Disney's had to respond to that because of Dinklage's comments. But that interview with Mark Maron with John Mellencamp, for you guys who don't know, is John Cougar Mellencamp. In the 80s, actually started in the 70s, became an 80s megastar into the 90s. Gigantic hits, probably 8 or 10, like really big #1 monster hits.
Will most likely die of lung cancer.
Yeah, you would think that. He's 74 years old, been smoking since he was 14, and he's still going, and he's not going to stop. He talks about that in this.
Yeah.
But one of the things he speaks about is, the people he learned from. By the way, dude is as jaded as you can get. John Mellencamp has made hundreds of millions of dollars writing songs, and in that interview, he says he doesn't think he's made a good album yet. So, and that includes the album that just, 4 or 5 #1 hits on that record, 4, I believe. And he talks about Ray Davies, learning more from Ray Davies while touring with the Kinks than any other one performer.
Chrissie Hynde, actually, lead singer of the Pretenders, became a rock singer because she had such a mad crush on Ray Davies that she wanted to get as close to him as she possibly could, and so became lead singer of the Pretenders, and
boom, there you go.
Boom shakalaka.
Good songwriter herself.
Yeah, exactly. Good band.
Yeah, 407-916-1041. Everybody has had a nightmare story about a hospital visit, correct? I mean, when I say that, everybody, not in these rooms, but I mean, a lot of people have had those experiences where you sat in the emergency room for hours or you got diagnosed with something you didn't have or whatever the case may be. I mean,
They
especially
removed the wrong testicle.
especially now, I think you would probably have more of a chance of having something like that happen, just the madness around COVID, right? As hospital crews are stretched thin, working longer hours, blah, 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 blah.
I've had to sleep on the floor, and that was years before COVID.
Now, this is an interesting one I haven't heard yet because they have something in here I've never heard. This is a Missouri man, says his family received an emergency room bill for more than $1,000. But here's the problem. They never saw the doctor. They never went back. None of that was, no treatment outside of a nurse putting on a bandage to a burn ever happened. They never went into a room to see a doctor. His name is Deval Bott. Says his wife and toddler waited to see a doctor at the hospital for over an hour. Now, that's nothing, by the way.
Oh, God.
If you go to an emergency room and you bitch about being there for an hour, they should throw you out of the emergency room.
Well, you're going to wait for another 7.
If you're bleeding from your eyes, it won't matter. You're not getting in an hour. Had heard stories from many friends, unless you're literally like dying or in very serious condition, only then should you visit an ER. They left without being seen initially. And he says, of course, him being from India, he thought there were some issues there with them not wanting to deal with him or whatever. But they gave him the $1,000 bill, and he's like, I never saw anybody. A nurse took her vitals, looked at his wound, and said a surgeon would look at it more closely. They waited an hour and decided to leave without seeing a doctor. They sent him a bill for $1,012, which was adjusted after his insurance to $850.
Well, thank God for insurance.
Here's the thing. Almost all of the bill was labeled facility fee.
Oh.
Something hospitals can charge anyone who walks in and registers, even if they're never treated. So if you enter an emergency room and you write your name down, and I guess they register, they take the time to register you into the system, right? Enter your
triage
into the system, right? That if they just do that service fee for just doing that is almost $1,000, or is $1,000.
What?
He said he contacted the hospital several times to fix the issue. His bill was sent to collections, of course. He says facility fees don't exist in India. Well, whatever. But if you compare it to just walking to the grocery store, you don't get charged for just walking in. He filed a complaint with his insurance company and the Missouri Department of Health. No luck. Apparently, the hospital eventually did waive the facility fee in November after a news reporter got involved and, of course, wrote a big piece about it. And then the hospital was like, oh, what? The hospital said the patient was treated by a nurse practitioner supervisor for a burn and referred for a follow-up care. The hospital also says that the charge was appropriate based on factors, including traumatic wound assessment. So that means, I would think that means somebody goes, man, that's a bad burn.
We got to get the doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
There, I've assessed your wound. Mm-hmm. It is a bad burn. Says it post information about pricing online. The hospital is going to make changes so that everybody understands before they go into the emergency room the factors that you could be charged with. And I think, do you think that's a good idea?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to make people go to the emergency room if they have a serious medical issue? If they look up there and go, wow, just if they write my name into the computer, it's $1,000?
No, I think if you have a little more sunshine and honesty or openness about the billing, I think it would be better for the consumer, because the same procedure is vastly different depending on what area of the country you live in.
Not to mention, medical bills are one of the leading causes of filing for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So you go to an ER and you don't have that standard $1,000 that most banking people say. Most Americans do not have that saved for an emergency, and you get a $14,000 bill from an ER that you can't pay.
Medical bills are the number one cause of bankruptcy, and the majority of people have health insurance.
Exactly.
That happens
it's
to.
because of those issues.
Yeah.
So when you say different parts of the country, you're saying in
Kansas City, Orlando.
An emergency room visit in Orlando is different than it is in Little Rock.
Absolutely. Yep. That and the same procedure, to get your ACL repaired, different in different parts of the country.
Yeah, it even could be different by different hospital systems. So this hospital system would charge this. This hospital system would charge that. It just allows the consumer to be more aware of what they're going to be hit with, what bills they're going to look at.
And because with the modern day of insurance, where it's more, we're dealing with this high deductible insurance where you're on the hook until you hit that your deductible, and then you're still on the hook for 15, 20%, whatever. But it forces you and it encourages you to be the better shopper and consumer of the product. And it's hard to be a better shopper when everything you do, and we've done to this point, we never ask, how much does it cost?
Right, yeah, because you're not really concerned with that. You're worried about your health. That's that's the side of the equation I think is odd. You're sitting there with a third-degree burn on a child, and then you're like, oh, Jesus, where's the hospital? Look up there. Oh, by the way, this drop-down just told me that just by walking in the door is going to cost me $1,000. Maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I should treat this severe burn at home instead.
Well, that's already what's happening.
Right. And when I live just almost as close to Advent Health as I do Orlando Health, I have, it's which one is it going to be?
Right. And like for migraines, which is what I used to have to go to the emergency room for, and they would come in and say, well, we need to do a CAT scan or we need to do an MRI. I would be like, no. This is pain that's not unlike any other pain I've experienced before, because I knew that MRI or CAT scan is going to be easily $1,600 to $2,500 right off the bat.
And part of the reason you have facility fees and this cost is passed on to people with insurance is for the people who don't have insurance.
Right, yeah.
That have the right to be treated, that they have to treat. So that cost, then they pass on to the rest of us. That was the whole thing behind the Affordable Care Act, was the more people who are insured, the less you're paying for other people's health care.
Right.
Where the argument against it was the exact opposite.
Exact opposite, right? The guy here says, I used to work at a hospital. I've seen bills just for walking in. Patient never saw a doctor between $1,000 and $4,000 just for registering at the ER.
I remember, so the biggest amount of money I've ever spent on anything was a doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
That still blows my mind. And I honestly, looking back on it, my end result was ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Oh, they just gave you an over-the-counter painkiller?
No, it was just a prescription of just a lot of ibuprofen, but instead of 5 pills, it was 1.
Yeah, it's the milligrams, like 500 milligrams as opposed to taking 200s from the bottle.
And it I remember I was screwed when I was like, hey, how much is this going to cost? And they gave me a bunch of nothing. They gave me a whole bunch of we have to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, I think you're also paying for the assurance that it's nothing serious, right? I mean, this is kind of a weird catch-22. You go into a hospital with a stomach ache or whatever, and you believe it's something serious. They run the tests and stuff and find out, maybe you just ate something bad or had food poisoning. Here's medicine, go forward. But, the peace of mind you're paying for with part of that, I know that it's exorbitant, is to know that there's nothing else seriously bad, right? Because you didn't go in there thinking everything was going to be cool. You don't go to the hospital if you think it's just an ibuprofen. If you'd have known that, you'd have never gone, right?
Well, me going to that doctor was me trying to be proactive and not reactive.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone texted, falsely diagnosed with hepatitis, and it took a specialized doctor to come in and tell me I didn't. 12 scary hours. So I think it's like, I remember one of the times that I went to the ER in the middle of the night because by the point I had to go to the emergency room, it was 3 to 5 days of not being able to function. And by then,
this
the
is
pain,
headache.
this is migraines.
Yeah.
I can't spell my own name. I
Right,
forget
yeah.
my social security number. And in the middle of the night, the ER was full of parents with little kids. Didn't have insurance. Kid gets sick. They end up in the ER.
Yep.
And then, like Jack said, we all end up paying for it.
I can't even remember the last time I went to the ER.
I can't spend 10 years.
Even with my vertigo thing, I just we know this is nothing, it's nothing, not a brain injury, anything like that. My wife had that same exact thing, so we kind of had an idea. And even when I cut my hand open with the chainsaw on the top here, I just butterfly Band-Aided it back together because I said to myself, this is all they're going to do. They're just basically going to put butterfly Band-Aids on it, wrap it up, and then charge me $4,000. I'm not doing that, man. I know it's not bad. Now, if it would start getting infected and if there was a problem, then I'd go. And that's how look, when you grow up poor, you don't think of the emergency room as your first automatic thing to go get better. You kind of tough it out a little bit and then go from there.
I think that's a big reason why people are taking Lyft and Uber to the hospital instead of the ambulances because they're afraid of that charge.
And the whole toughing it out, you put that across an entire country that's kissing 400 million, and now you have preventable deaths.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying it's right, buddy. I'm just saying when you grow up and you don't have health insurance, it wasn't really offered. I mean, we knew we had it, but that's one of those things. It had to be pretty bad. Like, you had to think you weren't going to make it another couple hours.
It's got to be falling out.
Yeah, it's got to be falling out, bleeding,
falling off,
aching
falling
to the
out.
point where you can't stand it.
Last time I was in the emergency room, I remember it was April 6th because that's the day before my birthday. It was for my daughter who had, who was going through some pain. And I remember that because the birthday gift was I hit my annual deductible for my health insurance that day.
Good for you. What's yours, $2,500?
Yeah, $3,000.
I think ours is the same.
Somebody texted, I went to the ER once after a weekend of stomach pains, waited 3 hours to be seen, and then they did an MRI on my stomach only to discover I had diverticulitis. And just needed some antibiotics. Hit me with a bill for...
an MRA is like 3,000. I'm going to go 4,400.
Okay, Jack.
Oh, 5,000.
Okay, Ross is on the phone, so I'll go ahead and hit you with $11,000 for Ross for ibuprofen.
Right. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our buddy Scott Maxwell up next. We will take phone calls on this a little later. We'll do Scott's call and then get back to this if you guys want to talk about it. I see the phones are loaded, so we'll do that in just a little bit.
Don't want to go so far as to say this is what we're here for, but 407-916-1041, Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Expect delays eastbound on I-4 right near the turnpike. The exit ramp will be shut down on and off until 5:30 tomorrow morning. They're doing some repaving there. Just follow the local detours. Eastbound is also solid on the interstate between Princeton Street and Lee Road. Westbound busy too between World Drive and Osceola Pokeline Road. Southbound 429 heavy approaching I-4. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Make this the winter of you with Audible. Listen to the best of what you love, from comedy to wellness to the latest bestsellers. Find it all at Audible with audiobooks, exclusive originals, and popular podcasts. Start listening free when you sign up at audible.com.
Man, here in Central Florida, you need your AC, your heat pump. You need your unit working perfectly every time. Mills Air can help you do that. They've been in business since 1992, man. Over 30 years of experience here in Central Florida. Keeping you nice and cool or nice and warm if you need to as well. Their techs are good people. They service every brand out there. You don't need to worry about what kind of AC you have. They know it inside and out. Chances are have the parts ready to go for you right now. Plus, Carrier Factory authorized dealers, which can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and certainly turn to the experts and pros over at Mills Air. Family owned and operated and ready to help you right now. 407-277-1159. Find them online at millsair.com.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
Think you have to travel to New York or Los Angeles to get a 5-carat colorless diamond in a one-of-a-kind designer setting? What if I told you people from those cities came here for these exquisite pieces of jewelry? Here to International Diamond Center. Welcome to the IDC Prestige Collection, a truly breathtaking array of large, rare diamonds 2 carats and up, handpicked for maximum brilliance and certified by the GIA. In addition, International Diamond Center is one of only 14 dealers in the world offering De Beers Forevermark Exceptional Diamonds, featuring magnificent diamonds 5 carats and up, including the rarest and most exquisite diamonds on the planet. The IDC Prestige Collection and the Forevermark Exceptional Diamond Collection are for the discriminating shopper with refined taste and uncompromising standards. No need to travel or have it flown in from a broker. It's all here, every day. One of America's most impressive displays of large, rare diamonds, along with the most sought-after designer rings in the world. International Diamond Center, your direct diamond importer. 4 convenient Orlando locations.
The military community is no stranger to the saying, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But that's easier said than done, right? That's where USAA can help. Between juggling extracurriculars, finding time for grocery runs, and the hoops of every day, it can be hard to think beyond this weekend, let alone figure out life insurance. That's why USAA Life Insurance Company has made getting a quote quick and easy. USAA has your back with budget-friendly coverage options so you can keep on keeping on while they help protect the ones that matter most to you. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Visit USAA.com/life to get started. Life insurance and annuities provided by USAA Life Insurance Company. San Antonio, Texas. All insurance products are subject to state availability, issue limitations, and contractual terms and conditions.
Hello, this is the Crooks R Us Tips line with an urgent announcement regarding Safe Touch security.
As a crook, by now you surely know the Crooks R Us golden rule, stay away from Safe Touch houses.
But we just received word that may not be enough now.
Wait till you hear this.
Credible reports have surfaced that Safe Touch security cameras captured one of our associates in the act of breaking into a house. Only the camera was from a neighbor's house across the street.
That is so not fair.
And what this means is it's not enough to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Now we gotta stay way away from Safe Touch houses.
Boss, does that mean we gotta change the Crooks R Us golden rule?
No, just remember the sentiment.
Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Correct. Be safe, fellow crooks. Safe Touch is everywhere.
Receive free equipment and free installation with monitoring agreement. Terms and conditions apply. Call 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired their personal trainer as a caterer. All right, folks, let's keep this line moving. You there with the Toms. Picking up one Duchess potato at a time will not cut it at my catering table. Drop and give me 50. But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds. Okay, this is what we call the wild mushroom and asparagus dip, and press. Come on, let's get those plates above your heads. For expert help with all your insurance needs, visit geico.com/local today.
Daytona isn't just home to the Daytona 500. It's also hallowed ground for some of the toughest drivers to prove to themselves and all those watching that they are NASCAR worthy. It's where trucks battle it out under the Friday night lights and where Xfinity slugs it out on Saturday. And it's where history will be made. The NASCAR Camping World Truck Series and NASCAR Xfinity Series with limited infield admissions for the Daytona 500 still available. Get your tickets today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
What is iHeartRadio? All your favorite music.
This is Steven Tyler.
And Joe Perry from Aerosmith.
James from Metallica here. It's iHeartRadio.
All your favorite stations, where you live or where you used to live. And of course, virtually every podcast on the planet at your fingertips. And it's all free. If you don't already have it, download the free iHeart app today. iHeart. Discover music, radio, and podcasts you'll love.
iHeartRadio.
Thinking about divorce? Kramer Law. OneFirmForLife.com. Offices Altamont Springs.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Yeah, we have RNs saying that, look, my kids pretty much have to have extruding bones
Yeah.
before we go to the hospital.
Ain't doing it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well every Wednesday at exactly this time. We invite our good friend Scott Maxwell to drop by. He writes for the Orlando Sentinel. You can read his stuff Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays.
He looks a little perturbed.
You can always follow him on Twitter at Scott_Maxwell. That is where he reigns supreme.
You got gas.
Scott, how are you, buddy?
Well, I'm fine, and apparently a jackass. No, I am not. I'm not perturbed, Deb. I am a little harried. I usually have my act a little bit better together. I barely got here today.
You just get back on your run? Is that what happened? You're glistening.
You are glistening.
You have a glow about you.
I'm not glistening. I'm greasy. I don't know what that's about. Jim, I haven't showered today. Let's just be honest. It's been a crap day. I haven't really got my act together.
Why has it been such a bad day? You never have a bad day. You wake up at 4:00 in the morning. You're like the army.
You know what?
You've done more by 9.
That's the problem, Jim. That's the problem. I slept till 5 today.
What?
The day was half gone. 5:05 a.m. I rolled out of bed.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I think of you occasionally after doing the Monster Show for so many years and waking up at 4:45 in the morning. My body was conditionally programmed to wake up at that time. So even 2 years after starting the afternoon show, I would still regularly wake up at 5:15 a.m., just sit straight up in bed. I don't know what happened. Over the Christmas break, I lost it. So now I regularly sleep till 6:30, which is like,
whoa.
I mean that's like
Look at
you,
Christmas
playa.
morning, for crying out loud.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Ross has never had a problem of waking up in the 4s to start the day.
I've never had a problem. I've never. No.
He's never done it.
Always.
No.
I'm always waking up at 4 something.
No, the truth truth is, you used to sleep late. You used to sleep till like 9 or 10 o'clock, and here recently, over the last year or so, you've been waking up regularly in the 7, 8 o'clock hour, have you not?
At the big boy time.
The 8 a.m. God, that killed me.
8 a.m. killed you?
No, the big boy time.
Scott's saying it's big boy time.
The 8 a.m.
8 a.m. I'm ready for my second bourbon and smoke by 8 a.m. Good God, man. It's been going for a while.
I'm having lunch at 8 a.m.
But, I mean, you guys get to wake up early. I get to, have fun at night.
Oh, get out of here.
Actually, no, he's right.
You're not cooler than anybody.
I don't wake up at those hours anymore.
You're not cooler than anybody.
I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying I
No, you are cooler than me.
way more
Jack will know. Jack asked me, invited me to do something with him not too long ago, and I was excited until I found out it started at 9:30.
Yeah.
And then it was
9:30 in the morning or night?
Night.
Oh, at night. Yeah, you're never gonna. No, that ain't never gonna. I got him and his wife had to play darts past 10:30 one time, and I continually watched them to see if they were going to turn into something.
Oh, you're talking about me?
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had a great time.
And by the way, his wife is a dart shark.
No,
I've never played darts. We don't even do that in North Carolina. Next thing you know, bullseye, done. Let's have beers. I'm like, God almighty damn, where did you find this pirate?
Does Mrs. Maxwell really call it North Carolina?
She draws out all those things. I'll probably, since I got up at 5, I'll probably be up till 3 a.m. tonight. I don't know what to do for the rest of the night.
So let's talk about your experience at Steinmetz. You were when did you go? Was it the same night? Was it last night?
No, I went the very first night. The
night
Friday.
It would have been Friday.
A community event,
right? That's the night that Nicole went, because we talked to Nicole DePrey right before she went up to the event, and we were talking about that a little bit today. Lyle Lovett was there last night, or was it last night, Jack?
Yes,
last night, the same night that we were there for Ain't Too Proud to Beg, which is great, by the way. If you have a chance, I think you would love it. I don't know if you're a big Temptations fan or Motown fan, but my God, Scott, it's so good. I think you'll enjoy it for sure. But so your piece today is about Steinmetz and what impact that has had on Orlando. We actually kind of talked a little bit yesterday about the entire Performing Arts Center being the cultural center of the city, and I'm so happy that's the case because it's downtown and not on I Drive. That's right. What'd you think about the place, man? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
right?
And I think what you just said is sort of key. I think Steinmetz is pretty amazing by itself, and that's not just the Homer in me talking. As I mentioned in the piece, I mean, this thing has gotten global acclaim from publications in Europe talking about the acoustics of this thing. But to your point, I think it's really the whole center itself that I find so impressive. And this community gets a lot of things wrong. I spend a lot of time writing and talking to you guys about things we get wrong. But this one was a really unifying thing, I think. And at the end of the day, they got it right. And the thing that I think impresses me so much is the amount of private money that was just funneled into this thing. To put this in perspective, I think I'm trying to remember, they were trying to like upgrade the amphitheater about 20, 30 years ago. And I think they set a goal of something like $2 million and they couldn't raise the money for that. They have raised $150 million in private contributions for this arts center, and some came from big groups like Disney and just Dr. Phillips Foundation,
and just private citizens personally guaranteeing that cash. By the way,
38 different individuals gave $1 million or more.
Pretty impressive. Pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, which I mean, a lot of people would be surprised to finally have that many people they could do that level of giving.
Do you have any names?
Yeah, well, a lot of them are on the theaters.
Right.
Top but 15,000 people, and there were gifts as from $50 on up that gave. And the thing that I've always remembered is back when this debate, and I know you all remember it well, 15 years ago when this community was talking about building a new arena that the Magic wanted, and the Magic, by the way, contributed a fraction of what the individuals contributed to this arts center, a new arena, a new Citrus Bowl renovation, and the arts center. The Arts Center was the one that everyone said they wanted, but far and away. When the Sentinel ran a poll and said, what's your number one choice? 57% of people said we want a new Arts Center. Second place was the Citrus Bowl with 17%. I mean, that's how much of a difference it was.
Right, yeah.
And so people, anyway, and they brought it to fruition.
Yeah, and then, of course, DeVos was going to take his ball and run away. He said, look, we're going to take this team and go lose somewhere else.
Yeah, good Lord, and they continue to lose.
Right.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And he threatened it to leave, and there weren't any threats involved in this thing. People were kind of tired of the Bob car. You remember that thing? It's
the bathroom
giant
wait.
massive seats.
Yeah. The bathroom wait. The bathroom wait was a real problem at the bottom.
Oh, it was a huge problem.
There was no center aisle. I don't know if you remember.
It's the worst.
They had to, when Disney did Lion King, they actually took out seats, and then you had a center aisle, and then they put them back.
Yeah, pardon me, excuse me for 8 minutes.
It was terrible.
It was like 45 seats there. You're like, man, you're rubbing your ass in people's faces for like half an hour just to get to your seat.
You forgot my drink.
Right, exactly.
And it didn't have any space for these smaller groups, and that's one of the other things this was designed for. You all were in the Disney Theater, which has 2,700 seats, which is really it's bigger than anything on Broadway. It's it's as big as any of the big halls in the country. The Steinmetz is 1,700. It's for more acoustic things where you might see James Taylor or the Philharmonic play something. And then they've even got the Pew Theater, which has 300 seats in it. And there are a lot of small groups like the ones Nicole's talking about often to you guys. They're not filling the 1,700 or 2,700 seat theater. They never had a place to perform in the Bob Carr. This has smaller venues. So it's also become the place we gathered. You remember after Pulse, that's where the community went to mourn. They have the Front Yard Festivals, which I know you've attended. Anyway, I think for all the things this community gets wrong, I think we got this one pretty right.
Yeah, I agree, Scott. And part of your piece today that I like, by the way, you can check that out at OrlandoSentinel.com. If you don't have a subscription, I strongly suggest that. If you look at your piece today, I thought one of the interesting things is the variety of shows. One of the big problems that you see in communities that build one of these big, seemingly audacious kind of buildings, technology is incredible, sound amazing, great lighting, very opulent buildings, is that all that's going to go there is opera, ballet, Broadway shows. But we know that's not going to be the case. We know that there's going to be rooms here that are going to showcase local talent. Matter of fact, they did that first Friday night, where tickets are extremely affordable to all groups of people, not just rich white people. It's going to be everybody from all ethnicities in there, really enjoying shows and immersing themselves in different art forms that they might not ever get to see simply because these rooms are going to be available for that. That's one of my favorite things about the entire thing.
They need to have that, because let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, that Broadway series, those tickets are expensive. You can get the nosebleeds, but the ones down in the in the orchestra, those are going to run $150. If you got a family of 4, you're either going to see the show or paying your rent that month. I mean, those things are expensive. Now, Orlando doesn't set those prices. The series does. It's the same thing in Tampa if you go see it in Tampa or Raleigh or anywhere else. But to your point, there are these other things. On opening night, that's one of the things I like. They had a gospel choir. They had a hip hop dancers. They had spoken word. They had folk musicians. They had 3 groups of folk musicians. And I found myself thinking, I bet you those guys with the banjos up there don't play in front of more than 60 people on any given weekend. And on this night, they had 1,700, and they were damn good. And they mixed them all together. And there's other things like a pachacha. I always mess up the way you say it, pachacucha. It's not expensive, but if you want to see like our version of TED Talks here in Orlando, it's a small theater. Are you familiar with that? Have you heard of this?
I'm not. No.
Yeah.
I've not heard that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a neat thing. It's basically Savannah did one year.
That's where she did that. I remember that.
Watched it.
They do it, I think 3 times a year, where 10 different speakers get to speak for 5 minutes, and that's it. So no matter how good or bad it is, you're not going to hear more than anyway. These are little cultural things, and that's not expensive. Was my point. Where you're getting little samples of slices of life, and that's what this should be, a cultural center. It should be a tapestry, a reflection of what we've got going on here. And I'm glad to see it happen. It took a long time. This final project's 15 years. All the projects were done under this slogan: do them all, do them right, do them now. The Magic's new arena opened in 2010. 2010.
Yeah.
Steinmetz just opened last week.
And the Citrus Bowl renovation part of that as well. And the reason they were do them all now, because at the time, and still today, as Scott pointed out, it was overwhelmingly popular for the Performing Arts Center. Not so much for renovation of a Citrus Bowl.
Right, yeah.
It needed it, but still there wasn't that excitement. So they definitely, the Magic and the Citrus Bowl folks wanted to hitch their wagon onto the Performing Arts Center and that need. That's why it's like, do it right, do them all.
Yeah.
Do them all.
Yeah. But then as it ends up, the Art Center ends up being at the back of the line.
Yeah.
But they got it done. And this is a big deal. The whole project's like $600 million.
Yeah, I love it. It's every time I go into the building, I absolutely love it. And I was even telling these guys today, they even found a beer that they could sell under $10, and it was still 16 ounces, which I was elated.
I turned away. I was leaving the building. I turned away and looked back and saw the front of it, and it's the most beautiful building we have.
It is
in Orlando.
It
What
is.
was
Now,
amazing.
Let's be fair about prices, though. I have a big gripe about the booze there. It's one of the only places in town where a double is actually twice the price.
Yeah. I want
$1 off my extra large Chardonnay if I'm going to pay for it.
Don't say that. Don't say Chardonnay. We're not allowed to say that on the show. I sent you the rules, dude. I sent you the rules.
What was amazing, though, Scott, dual venues last night, the full Disney Theater, and then also Lyle Lovett at the Steinmetz Hall. And you walked up without a problem. Parking was not an issue. And it was just amazing that it handled it all without frustration.
Yeah, very good. And they do a really good job getting you in and out of that place as well. They're the people they hire there, the systems they have set up to move people in and around the area, they do a fantastic job. But I agree, those prices are insane sometimes. But let me tell you.
The trail mix, that's not too bad, right?
How much was the trail mix?
About $4.
That's all it was?
I think the trail mix was $4, maybe
bad.
$5. It could have been $5. I don't know. I don't know.
Probably $6.
No, I can see it now. We go to a nice show at the opera and we hear all this crunching and we're like, what is that? Oh, that's Colbert's show. They came with their trail mix.
I snuck in 2 tacos last night. I made sure they were soft shells though. Nobody heard me.
Ross did not knock anything over last night.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
did not.
I almost did.
I saw that.
When you cross fat legs, Scott, you kick stuff. It happens.
That's what Ross did.
And then I looked at you and I was like, you are embarrassing me.
All right, 407-996-1004. Well, it should have been embarrassing you was the flamingo shirt I was wearing instead.
No, I thought it was nice.
Scott, we did touch on this a little bit yesterday about this the withholding tax money for not playing the national anthem thing.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it.
Just tell me your angle so I can understand. I do understand. Look, if there's taxpayer money in there, I mean, I get it, but
no. Here's the thing. First of all, this state is the state of boogeyman war. Every pro sports team in the state plays the national anthem. The sponsor of this bill was said, is there any team that does not play the national anthem? And they said, no, they all do. Just like critical race theory, it's not being taught here. If there's a bogus war out there, these sons of bitches want to pass a law to deal with it. In
Amen,
this state.
Scott. Preach.
First of all,
now, Scott, when you say sons of bitches, who are you talking about?
Lawmakers.
Well, in this case, I'm talking about the Republicans, but a bunch of weak-kneed, wussy Democrats who are scared of being called unpatriotic teamed up with them on this one. And here's my point. I don't give a flying flag about the national anthem. Tom Brady and Mo Bamba can whistle the Star-Spangled Banner after every damn point they score. They don't deserve our tax dollars regardless. These professional billion-dollar sports organizations should not be entitled to shake down taxpayers no matter what they're singing or playing before every game.
That's 1,000%. Now, do I believe they should play it? Yeah, because I grew up playing sports, and there's nothing in the world like starting a game, standing up, putting your hand over your heart, and then letting it rip. But I agree 100%.
Well,
you shouldn't be. You shouldn't.
But how patriotic is it? Is it patriotic to force someone to do it?
No,
I believe that's nationalism. I don't know.
It's not nationalism. I hate that
I know
word.
Mao Zedong would say 2 thumbs up on that, but
yeah, but I just don't think you should leverage that in a political arena. I just think that's bad. It's bad form.
Yeah, well, it is definitely that. I don't understand why they're in the business of giving this money. It is a bad investment. One of the things I pointed out in this column I just posted is the legislature's own Office of Economic Development has discovered that funding sports venues is one of the worst investments you can make. It gets back 30 cents on the dollar because nobody is new. Basically, when you go to a Magic game, you're either spending $150 to watch them lose again, or you're taking your family to spend $150 to go to the movies and a night out. It's not new money in the community. If you really wanted to invest in sports that created new money, you'd spend money on a high school tournament that attracted teams from all over the country to come in here. This is not a money winner, and it's subsidizing one industry that does not need it. So,
I wanted to ask Scott if there's any chance, even if you don't have the info for us right now, if you could help us figure out how the hell Mia's Law ended up being so gutted in Tallahassee that all of the original provisions of tracking who has master key access and who uses it, national background checks on employees. We did the story during Woke News today. Orlando Senator Linda Stewart saying that, sorry, but all of these important parts of this bill have now been gutted. Supporters are hoping that those items will be put back in, but Jimmy was saying we needed to put the Pit Bull of Orlando on it.
I just wondered what the lobby was that would what lobby would lobby for against something like this. And Jack was like, well, there's an apartment kind of lobby, or I'm sure there's insurance lobbies. Is it just solely because upgrading the systems would cost money? Is that
would be? Now, I need to I try to be candid with you guys about what I'm talking out my ass, so I'll be honest about this. I have not followed the intricacies of this, but I am generally familiar. And yes, your suspicions would seem to mirror mine. Heading into yesterday, everyone seemed to agree it was good to have mandatory background checks and some of these key provisions. And all of a sudden, in the House version, there's a Senate and the House, this stuff got all stripped out. And to Deb's point, our reporter, when he went asking around the House, nobody in the House claimed to know how it happened. Now, they're the only ones who write the bills. It's not like, pixie dust makes it magically appear. Some lobbyist went and said, I would guess it's a lobbyist for an organization that thinks, for instance, $100 is too much to pay for a national background check, because I believe there was more than one cut. There was a state and a national background check. But but come forward. Let's address those concerns. If you want to come and say, hey, here's how much it's going to cost my business to do this, let's talk about that. But when things just disappear in the night and there's no explanation, that's bad policy and bad politics.
Yeah. It's very interesting. I'm going to try to find out who is responsible for that, because I find that very interesting. I would love to just simply ask the question of why, and let that person or those people tell everybody that the safety of people who live in apartments in a very apartment-rich environment aren't worth the $100 for a background check on a few employees maybe twice a year.
And that's right. You're not talking about a monthly cost for every unit. You're talking about a new hire.
You're talking about a new hire. I mean, it might not even happen in some of these apartment complexes if they're good and they've had the same employees for a while. But I just need somebody to tell me that money's too much to protect people's families when they're here going to college at UCF, one of the second biggest campus in the U.S.?
Well, someone had texted us and said that there's a lot of illegal immigrants who work as maintenance work at apartment complexes, and that you would be causing a lot of apartment complexes to lose their staff if you went ahead with these background checks, which I just don't agree with.
Oh, come on now. It'd be like the farmers doing it. Anyway, Scott, we really appreciate you dropping by. It's always fun talking to you. And, of course, you can find his stuff Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays in the Orlando Sentinel, and always find him online at Scott_Maxwell on Twitter.
Go hit the showers, killer.
Hit the shower, buddy.
Yeah, I'm nasty.
I can smell you from here.
And then get a double. You deserve a double.
Yeah. Get a double.
Thank you. I'm going to do that first.
And I'm going to tell you.
In the shower.
And let me tell you.
There you go.
When you pour that double, take $1 off the top from me.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Everybody, we'll see you next week, man.
See you
All right. 407-916-1041. Load them up. Trivia's next.
We have a prize. Get on board at 407-916-1041. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. That's CENTO Moving.com.
This is three-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Jackson Hewitt.
The Magic goes for 2 straight tonight when they host the Clippers. Orlando stunned Chicago to snap a 4-game skid. Orlando City SC is loaning forward Alexander Alvarado to Ecuadorian side LDU for the upcoming season. The club says the youngster will get valuable playing time. And free agent Antonio Brown told HBO's Bryant Gumbel he'll sue the Bucks for defamation over claims he had an in-game mental breakdown before his release. I'm Scott Davidson.
Discover thousands of dollars in new tax credits and your biggest refund guaranteed with Jackson Hewitt. Schedule an appointment with one of their tax pros to get a head start on your taxes. Go to jacksonhewitt.com to learn more and find a location near you.
Man, let me tell you something. It's a new year. Time for a new grill. I strongly suggest the Big Green Egg. You can get those at Tools Ace Hardware here in Central Florida. Matter of fact, they're the biggest Big Green Egg dealer in Central Florida, which means you don't have to drive far to get yours. Chances are you'll have a Tools Ace Hardware just a couple miles from where you are right now. Maybe not a Big Green Egg. That sounds fine. A wood-fired pellet grill from Traeger, my buddy Daniel Dennis's favorite cooking grill. Classic propane and charcoal grills from Weber. The Genesis series from Weber is an amazing propane grill. Don't forget to pick up all that rub you need. Jim Colbert Show seasonings are there right now for you. And you can get free assembly and delivery when you stop in store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware 11 convenient Central Florida locations. You can also shop online and find your location at toolsacehardware.com.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The Sleep Number 360 smart bed effortlessly adjusts and responds to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. And now, during our January sale, save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition smart bed, plus special financing, only for a limited time. Special financing subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Hey, Mario Lopez here. And unfortunately, COVID cases and new variants are on the rise yet again. So if you're experiencing symptoms, if you've recently traveled or you're planning on traveling, get a no-cost patient COVID test at covidclinic.org. They have locations throughout the state with rapid result testing also available. Just visit covidclinic.org and find a location near you. It is super easy. It is fast. That's covidclinic.org.
Don't miss Orlando Science Center's Science on Tap Beer Festival in Log Haven Park, January 29th, 3 to 8 p.m. with 150 plus beers, live music, food, games, and science fun. Proceeds benefit Orlando Science Center. Get tickets and all info at osc.org.
Are you 65 or older, diagnosed with heart failure, and still experiencing unresolved symptoms? Then this message may be for you. Other symptoms like carpal tunnel syndrome or gastrointestinal problems could be a sign of something more serious, like transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM for short. ATTR-CM is a rare and life-threatening disease that worsens over time, so it's important to recognize the signs and talk to your doctor. For more information, visit attrcmfacts.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Oh yeah, sure, you're open for business. But in 2022, let's make it all about you. With the RSVP mailer, your card is delivered to over 100,000 Central Florida high-income homes. Top neighborhoods from Windermere, Winter Park, Lake Mary. And in 2022, RSVP goes to the villages too. Kitchens and bathroom remodeling, flooring, restaurants, pools, windows, fence builders, tree trimmers too. Don't just get your share, dominate the market. The next RSVP Orlando mailing hits homes February 17th. The deadline is January 25th. RSVP Orlando graphic artists will design your 4-color high-gloss postcard in-house. You get top quality leads with call tracking at less than 5 cents per home. Remember, in 2022, it's all about you. Call RSVP Orlando now, 407-868-1741. That's 407-868-1741. And click rsvporlando.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game and a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cybercrimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now, cybercriminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
I want to break free. Ready to break free, Orlando? Book your 2022 cruise today with Norwegian and enjoy 70% off the second guest on all cruises to Alaska, Europe, and more. Plus, take all free offers including free open bar, free specialty dining, free air, and much more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line. Sail safe. Feel free. Ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Local or long distance, when it's time to move, let Cento Family Moving and Storage move you. CentoMoving.com.
People are coming out of their homes again. Most probably just to get more content for social media. Same here. Find Real Radio 1041 on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. The Jim Colbert Show returns now.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Greetings.
Ross has your sauce jar.
All aboard!
Chugga chugga.
Did you hear the trains, the suspension, let out air there? That's what I was shooting for. Yeah, that's right. Okay, guys, I have a pair of tickets to First Responder Night over with the Orlando Magic. That's right. I got a pair of tickets to go see the Dallas Mavericks versus Orlando Magic. That's going down Sunday, January 30th. What time? 7 p.m.
Magic will win that game.
Will they really?
Yep.
I mean, that's a hot take, but they did just beat the Bulls.
They
and
did.
The last time I checked, that was the best team.
Michael Jordan.
Best team in the East. At least at the time, if I remember correctly. Join the Orlando Magic. That's going down Sunday, January 30th for First Responder Night. The Magic will celebrate and honor the brave individuals who support and protect our community. Get your tickets today at orlandomagic.com and be ready to witness magic together. That is your Sauce Jar, which is brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. You know, they're a family-owned and operated Orlando moving and storage company that can handle whatever move you've got coming up. And if you mention the Jim Colbert Show, that'll get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Jim, back to you, Smiley.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
you
that.
betcha. Oh, yeah.
Why, I'm smiling.
That's
What?
super. No, I'm agreeing.
So aggro.
Jeez
What have I done wrong here? Ross, who goes first today, man?
I don't know, Smiley. Let's welcome Kelly.
Hey, Kelly, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Want to play a little game with us?
Yeah.
Let's do just that.
Want to play a game?
All right, Kelly, this is a very easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is not true. If you can find it, off to the sauce jar you go. Check out the Mavericks. Is Lucas still playing for those guys?
Yes, sir.
So you get to see one of the best players in the NBA play.
Absolutely.
Wow. That dude's a monster, by the way, right?
And the Orlando Magic.
Yeah, that's right.
I got to remind you that you're supposed to root for them.
I understand. I just don't know any players. I'm joking. It's funny.
Scotty Skiles.
That's so good. That's so good.
I'm not laughing
You know, the
over
guy-
what he said. It's how.
By the way, just real quick, the guy who did his voice just died this week. Okay, Kelly, so here we go. I got this question for you, and then we'll get to these answers. You ready to go? It looks like Charlie Brown, guys.
Oh.
All right, here we go. On this day in 1875, the electric dental drill was invented by George F. Green.
Yeah, you can have.
Here are 3 fun facts about dentistry and one lie that is super sensitive to hot and cold.
Hi.
Number 1. Number 1, baby rattles from the 1800s actually use baby teeth inside the rattle. Number 2, coconuts can help reduce the risk of developing gum disease in cavities.
Oh, on it.
Number 3, about 25% of American adults have no teeth.
Wow.
And lastly, people prefer blue toothbrushes to red ones. Which one of those is a lie?
Number 3.
No, number 3 is absolutely true. 25%. 25% of American adults are toothless.
That is wild.
That means a quarter of our audience does not know what this sound is.
All right.
That's a loud-ass electric knife.
Let's welcome Jim.
Hey, Jim, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, doing great.
Hey, man, it sounds like it. All right, here we go. Remember, we're talking about dentistry here. Find the one out of these lies. Number 1, baby rattles from the 1800s actually use baby teeth to make the noise. Number 2, coconuts can help reduce developing gum disease in cavities. And lastly, people would prefer blue toothbrushes to red ones.
Number 2.
Number 2 is absolutely true, unfortunately. Coconuts do help to reduce the risk of developing gum disease in cavities because it creates a compound that helps protect them. Kind of crazy, though.
God,
That's so annoying, man.
Let's welcome Michael.
Michael, how are you?
I'm doing well, Jimmy.
Well, buddy, listen, you got a 50-50 shot here of going to the Orlando Magic versus the Dallas Mavericks. Here we go. Number 1, baby rattles from the 1800s actually use baby teeth to make the noise. And lastly, people prefer blue toothbrushes to red ones.
I'm going to go number 1.
Number 1 is the answer, thank God, because we didn't have another player. So you are a winner. I'm going to put you on hold, buddy. Enjoy your prize and enjoy the basketball game. I get to see the Orlando Magic versus the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic. People do prefer blue toothbrushes to red ones, by the way. That is true. A couple other things you may not know. I don't get the sonar thing.
Someone take
It's a deep cavity. Is that what you're doing? A deep cavity? All right. Hard cheeses are considered great for your teeth.
All right.
They reduce plaque acid and help make saliva, which washes away debris and releases a chemical compound that produces a layer of protection on your teeth.
Behold the power of cheese.
As I get that cheese.
That sounds like the same myth where the dog bones will clean your dog's breath.
Oh, man, I love cheese.
I thought you were going to say dog bones.
So did I.
I probably...
Have you ever eaten a dog bone?
No.
We did. We all did that at our first live broadcast in Mount Dora. Remember?
I watched I watched Code Black eat a bunch of them because I thought they were snacks, and he'd had 20 beers.
Yeah, I'd have.
And nobody had the. He just kept eating them. we're like, hey, I remember doing this. So I said, hey, Sean. And my wife looks at me and says, shut up.
Give us a break.
That happened to me last week. I looked at my fiance. I was like, man, this sweet potato snack is awful.
It's for the dogs.
Yeah, there wasn't a dog on the package. It wasn't my fault.
Dude is seriously high right there. Seriously high.
I think the same thing with Sean. He had no idea. He was just ripping it. He was hammered. He was so drunk. He was talking to you, but not looking at you. He was looking off to the side, like he was talking to the one on the left, and just continually ripping medium-sized dog biscuits.
Medium?
Oh, yeah, he was killing them.
Oh, my gosh. That's quite the crunch.
And then we told him what it was, and he ate 2 more. He's like, these are great. I'm like, you're hammered. Why don't you crawl home?
Then he was like, I got to go use the bathroom. And I was like, I don't have any bags.
Right, exactly. In the Middle Ages, it was customary to kiss a donkey if you had a toothache. All right.
We were dumb back then.
We still are, man.
Well, dumb.
Didn't they discover penicillin because they were the horse whip around the saddle? That the horses make like a lather from there, and a guy noticed that a rash he had, it was some kind of drug was invented like that.
Oh, I don't know.
A guy had a rash, or somebody had a rash. They were riding a horse, and they noticed that where that horse whip, where that lather that they would make through sweating and stuff,
right,
where it touched the wound healed. I remember that story for something. All right. There are more bacteria in your mouth than there are humans on Earth.
Amen.
Wow.
Human mouth is nasty.
What do you think the number one thing that Americans choke on is?
Toothpicks?
Yeah, it is toothpicks.
Playoffs.
Toothpicks is number one. And by the way,
for the win.
Toothpicks are terrible for your teeth, by the way.
Are they
They're
really?
terrible for your gums. They're terrible for everything. You groove the place. It's not good. Read about it. And then lastly, giraffes only have bottom teeth.
I did not know that.
No top teeth. What's coming up for thoughts, Ross?
Guys, I think I lost a little bit of respect.
For?
Well, correction. I think my fiance lost a little bit of respect.
For?
Me.
How?
Why?
I'll tell you after the break.
We'll do that then.
The worst.
Your chance to win a grand in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call ClausmanLaw.com.
Well, if you're traveling in the Longwood area, northbound 1792 is shut down at Church Avenue. Consider Ronald Reagan Boulevard instead. The exit ramp from eastbound I-4 to the Turnpike will be closed off and on until tomorrow morning at 5:30. They're doing some construction there, so follow the posted detours. Eastbound I-4 is also solid between Princeton Street and Lee Road. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring full-time and part-time roles. Earn hiring bonuses of $1,000 for steward and $3,000 for cook 1 and chef assistant. Pay rates range from $15 to $20 per hour. Apply at WaltDisneyWorld.jobs.
Man, if you haven't visited Tijuana Flats lately and tried this new shrimp they have on the menu, you got to do that. Everybody knows Tijuana Flats. I used to take my family every Tuesday for years, but I tried this crispy shrimp and corn taco, and it is crazy good. 5 large, perfectly beer-battered shrimp in a taco that is avocado sauce, cilantro cabbage, corn salsa, garlic lime sauce, queso fresco, pickled red onions on a beautiful soft corn taco that they made specifically for this product. Not to mention the fajita shrimp quesadilla, garlic lime shrimp bowl. These new items are simply amazing from Tijuana Flats. You got to try them today. It's Tijuana Flats. Try those new shrimps. You're going to love them.
If you've been involved in a car accident, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733, and take back control of your life.
Office in Orlando.
With RP Funding's digital mortgage, you can refinance your home loan to today's low rates from the comfort of your own home. Get started today and let me pay your closing costs. Lock in your low rate before it's too late. Visit rpfunding.com. NMLS 70168, Equal Housing Lender.
Alpha Foundations.
Your home is your biggest investment, which is why protecting the safety of your home's foundation should be a top priority. Alpha Foundations is here to help with permanent solutions to foundation cracks, wet crawl spaces, and sinking concrete. For a free quote, call 1-800-714-3020 or visit alphafoundations.com. License CBC 1257350.
For home at last, you want to call them fast. Call Alpha Foundations.
Home. Sure, it's your furniture and electronics and appliances, but at Conn's Home Plus, we know it's that plus a whole lot more. We call it living the plus life. Get ready for the big game with super savings on top brands like Samsung, LG, HP, and more. And score hot deals on our huge selection of products. Plus, get what you want now with next day delivery options and pay over time with our personalized financing. Live the plus life and love your winning place. Only at Conn's Home Plus. Open in Orlando, Ocala, and Orange City.
Because injuries to muscles and ligaments don't show up on an x-ray, the insurance companies will use it as an excuse not to pay. But we work with doctors who can see what x-rays can't, giving you a case insurance companies can't ignore. Farah and Farah, here for you, here for good.
Orlando.
The military community is no stranger to the saying, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. But that's easier said than done, right? That's where USAA can help. Between juggling extracurriculars, finding time for grocery runs, and the hoops of every day, it can be hard to think beyond this weekend, let alone figure out life insurance. That's why USAA Life Insurance Company has made getting a quote quick and easy. USAA has your back with budget-friendly coverage options so you can keep on keeping on while they help protect the ones that matter most to you. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Visit USAA.com/life to get started. Life insurance and annuities provided by USAA Life Insurance Company. San Antonio, Texas. All insurance products are subject to state availability, issue limitations, and contractual terms and conditions.
If your grocery delivery is just okay, that's not okay. But good news. Now Kroger is here to not just deliver groceries, but over-deliver with freshness guaranteed. And the coolest trucks. Literally, they're refrigerated to beat the heat, so your salad always has that farm fresh snap. Sound more than okay? Then order today at Kroger.com. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
For a limited time, you can get $15 off your next 3 orders for savings up to $45. Offer valid with digital coupon while supplies last.
Getting your guaranteed maximum refund with TaxSlayer feels like discovering a refund tree has grown in your backyard.
I'm the refund tree.
Sawing off its branches.
Hey.
Feeding them through a wood chipper.
My branches! My beautiful branches!
And dancing in its refund rain. Start for free and get your guaranteed maximum refund. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cyber Crimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now, cyber criminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
This hour of Real Radio 104.1 brought to you by Moses DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm.
Tap into Science Fun. Craft beer connoisseurs 21 plus are invited to Hops In for an evening of brews, food, and science while supporting a good cause. Join Orlando Science Center on Saturday, January 29th to sample over 150 brews from local breweries during this all-new fundraising event outdoors in Lock Haven Park. Sip your way through interactive science demos, enjoy live music, challenge your friends to a game of cornhole or giant Jenga. Don't forget to take a break to enjoy a few of our favorite local food trucks offering some tasty treats. Get VIP tickets for early access and special benefits. Tickets and all details at osc.org.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the personal injury law firm of Kaufman and Lynch studio. Car accidents, other injuries? Call pound 546 from your cell or visit whenyouneedus.com. You're listening to WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. We are an iHeartRadio station.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Happy. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show. Also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on Twitter.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb and Jack are here. Let's get to some Ross thoughts.
It's weird. It's funny.
Oh, man.
Sometimes.
It's sad.
It's Ross. Spelled like sauce. It's Ross Thoughts.
Something happened on yesterday's show, and I feel like it's really recalibrated my fiance's decision of marrying me.
Now, when you say recalibrated,
she may be taking it back.
No, that can't be.
No.
That's not the case.
She said yes to the dress, dude.
I mean, but now she might be saying no to the hope.
What's going on?
Because something happened on air yesterday, and it bothers me, and then when I told her about it, it really bothered her.
Like legit?
Yeah. I got 31.8%.
Oh, of the people who thought he would be a nightmare to live with on our Twitter poll.
We had a Twitter poll.
Oh, I totally forgot about this.
Which was which one of us would be the hardest to live with? And I got 31.8. Jack got 6.4%. Deb got 9.2. I triple Deb's and some, and I quadruple Jack's.
But who came in at number 1?
I always win.
Congratulations, Jimmy.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm a winner, Jack. That's what I do.
53?
Yep.
If you round up, it's 52.6.
So you came in second.
I came in second, and it makes me feel icky.
Of being
Well, then I should
the
feel-
hardest to live with.
I should feel awful then.
I mean, I'm kind of sending the invite. We need to change this.
How's that?
And also, I'm the only one who's had like roommates. I have a roommate.
You have experience.
I have experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sock story, I think, is a...
That's not. That was in my room. It's
I
not
know.
like I was
Yeah, you're right.
leaving
I mean,
it
you're right.
on their pillow.
You're right. I mean, and you said you clean the kitchen all the time.
I clean
It
the
would be
kitchen.
one thing if it was Christoph's sock.
And
Yeah,
here's the
right.
thing.
Doing yard work?
I clean the kitchen and I don't even cook.
Yeah.
Look at that. You know why?
Oh,
you know
that's
not
not really a plus.
Well,
I
that's
think
why
Jim may have you on that one.
I make it into a plus.
Yeah.
Because I clean up other people's mess.
Well, let me ask you something. I'm aware of why people don't want to live with me. I get it. It's me. With that said, if you're dumbfounded by this, why do you think it is? Why do you think people think you would be difficult to live with?
I don't know.
And by the way, that explanation is going to be as equally confounding as the fact that they find Jack easy to live with.
That's insane.
I mean, that is completely insane.
I get it.
No, you certainly do not.
Flex on that, Jack.
I understand it. I
Flex
know
on
me.
it.
Deborah's
I
like
know me. I know what a joy I can be.
Deb's like living with a cat. You don't even know she's really in the house until she leaves for work. She would be the easiest thing ever.
You guys get the version of me that I feel you deserve.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
know that.
Now,
Okay?
Imagine
I
having
feel
that
the home
conversation.
version of you is even worse.
Imagine having that conversation for breakfast.
Yeah.
That's
right.
what you're waking up to.
All right, good morning, Daddy-O.
It is 7 a.m. Oh, yeah, Daddy-O.
Oh, yeah.
Scotty Skiles.
What are you doing there that's wrong? Let me tell you how good it is.
And I'm over here looking at 31.8%. And I tell her about this. She looks at the poll and she was like, I can't imagine how Jim feels. And I was like, it's hitting hard. This should have been.
It's got me tore up, I'm telling you. I gotta tell you, I almost lost a minute of sleep over it last night. Then I didn't, because I don't give 1/4 of an F.
That's why you're a horrible roommate.
That's fine.
And then something
Because
else
you
happened.
don't care.
Don't live with me.
This was another losing respect moment in my fiance's eyes. I went ahead. So my backyard is awful. My backyard is dirt. It's dirt. I would be grateful for weeds.
Just some green.
Yeah, it's because I had a pool. I had an above ground pool.
Right.
Exist in my backyard, which was used 5 to 6 times.
Yeah, and that's strong.
I mean, it was a goose egg on my end.
Right. Never got in it.
I don't do pools.
Gotcha. Not that kind.
I don't even like. I don't like pools. I don't like beaches. I don't know if I'm crying in the shower because I'm like, ugh, I'm getting wet. This sucks. Now I got soap in my eyes.
So what was your fiance's reaction? She sees basically the 32% of people think that you'd be the most difficult. Did she point out a few things that she thought maybe could be the culprit?
See, I think she defended him.
No.
Oh.
She was like, you got to drop that. You should have been 10%. And she had she did defend me.
See?
But then she started like rattling off some things that I could improve on.
And every one of those has a percentage point, so you just keep adding it to the total.
And I was like, what are we doing here? How is this Twitter poll ruining my love life?
Right.
Because you're a little drunk, I'm a little drunk. That's that's usually a
good sign.
What's up?
Yeah, that's a combination.
Answer me.
Foreplay done.
Yeah.
Brace yourself, Bridget.
Well, I mean, we get a couple drinks. It's 4, 5, 6, 7 play. Done. Okay. But
Okay.
I go ahead. So this is a moment that she was like, "You gotta never do that again."
Ooh.
Never do that kind of Twitter poll again?
Yeah. No, not a Twitter poll. It was so there's because of my backyard is super dirty.
Okay.
I let out my dogs. I don't walk my dogs. I got a backyard, and it's been wet these last couple of days.
Oh no!
And the dogs, dogs walked in with all of them dirty ass paws.
And you didn't clean their feet off at the door?
Muddy paws.
Muddy paws. Listen, Deb, I clean up that floor every morning. I be sweeping, dog.
Mm-hmm.
What's the song? Chimney sweep. I do that with my floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I clean it up. The dogs walk out. They come back in. They dirty up the floors. And on my clean floors, I said something. And then she said, you can't. I'm not marrying that.
Whoa.
What'd you say, dude?
That's strong language. What'd you say?
I looked at my clean floors that now are dirty. And I went, oh, geez, Louise. What's funny? Geez Louise.
I use it all the time, but
Jeez.
it sounds funnier coming out of your mouth.
I went, oh, geez Louise.
Fiddlesticks.
And she snapped neck at me and was like, I didn't know I was dating someone soft as Jello. What are you talking about? Geez Louise. I was like, nothing wrong. What? Louise messed up. You geez Louise. This is a geez Louise situation. And then she was trying to give me heat for how I said it. I thought I said it appropriately.
Like you didn't say, geez Louise.
Yeah.
You said, geez Louise.
Yeah, I went, oh, geez Louise. I feel like I'm 10 out of 10 on the geez Louise.
I don't know. It sounds I got to tell you, as far as a normal geez Louise, when you're very upset, that one's coming in a little soft.
It did not really.
Yeah, a little soft.
You know,
I mean,
what
when you're really mad, you should be yelling it.
I had my hands on my shoulders.
You mean on your hips?
On my hips.
I was gonna say, jeez Louise.
So you're
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
So you did that's called the disappointed dad.
I disappointed dad.
Or offsides.
Yeah.
That dog was offsides.
The dog was offsides, and I put my hands on my hips, and I let out Cat 5.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Did you stomp your foot a little bit? Because usually
it was
jeez Louise.
No, I did no stomping of the feet.
That's good.
See?
That means you're not all the way there. You can back out.
But there was like a hip pivot. There was a hip hop.
Oh no. No.
Jeez Louise.
What are you, like 70?
Yeah.
And a woman?
But no, that's the thing. Jeez Louise is a manly statement. That's a
Jeez Louise is something that preachers say instead of the F word.
No.
Yeah. It's a very hi diddly do. What's that guy?
Ned Flanders.
Yeah, it's a very Ned Flanders curse or
lack thereof.
Yeah. It's that's the way that Christian people curse, is they say "Jeez Louise" or "Gosh,
bless your soul."
Gosh darn it, bless your soul.
Yeah. Instead of taking the Lord's name in vain,
right.
You go "Geez," but you're "Geez Louise."
You're not saying Jesus H. You're saying "Jeez Louise."
And that's where I would like to offer up some Wisconsin items, which is cheese and rice, which is a way of saying
instead of saying Jesus Christ, like cheese and rice.
Cheese and rice and holy cripes, because cripes is another way of saying without.
Right.
Well, am I making the problem worse?
Well, I mean,
because what am I supposed to say in this? Oh, this is unbelievable.
No. What would you normally say?
Unbelievable.
I don't even think I can get my voice up that high.
You've been working on your.
This is unbelievable.
You've been working on your jackets coming along.
What am I supposed to say there? Is it a hogwash? Is it a fiddlesticks thing?
It's it's all of those things.
How about this?
Outlander. Does that work?
Yeah. I just
yell out Outlander. Outlander. There's no way that should be funny, but it is. It is.
Well, before we get out here, let me just see how the clapper is working today.
All right, yeah.
There we go. All right.
Yeah, okay, you guys are
Ross Potts clapper.
It's the Ross Potts clapper. Dude, you never know what you're gonna get.
How did you gain all the weight?
Oh, look at that. Oh, sorry. This is unbelievable.
Fiddlesticks.
Well, you have to. Bye-bye.
I'm out. Peace.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back with more of the Jim Colbert Show after this.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mikey, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality and lowest price.
Delays continue eastbound on I-4. We're stop and go between Princeton Street and Lee Road. Westbound a solid ride too between Lee Road and Colonial Drive, and also between World Drive and Osceola Polk Line Road. It's a busy ride south on 429 between Sinclair Road and I-4. No reported problems on the 408. The beach line is up to speed as well as the turnpike. See traffic problems? Call the traffic tip line at 866-676-8477 from the Traffic Center. I'm Paige Carrera.
This report is sponsored by Audible. Make this the winter of you with Audible. Listen to the best of what you love, from comedy to wellness to the latest bestsellers. Find it all at Audible, with audiobooks, exclusive originals, and popular podcasts. Start listening free when you sign up at audible.com.
Look, man, when the big box stores wanted to partner up with a bathroom remodeling company, they chose Rebath because their stellar reputation, because they have been in the residential bathroom remodeling business for 31 years, since 1991. Plus, the big box stores chose Rebath because their franchises have the proper licenses. They have proper insurance, they're dependable, they have standards of performance, they have processes to ensure thoroughness, and they background check their employees. So before you choose a company to remodel your bathroom, do what the big box stores did. Research the company. Know who you'll be dealing with, because you have no recourse with other bathroom remodeling companies. That's just one of the many reasons to choose Rebath. The reason I like these guys is the people who own the place are good people. That's literally how I spend my money in my everyday life. I find good people that provide a service, and then I spend my money with them. That's what I'm telling you can do. Dave Denbauer and his son are wonderful people. They do a great job. They're not there to rip you off. They just want you to get the bathroom of your dreams, and they're great at that as well. If you want to see what they offer, it's easy. 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That's where you'll find the showroom. You can walk in and see some of the models they have set up, and those are just to show you what the products look like. And they're using name brand products. This is not junk, man. These are beautiful products. Install 4 to 6 days. That's max. Not to mention they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install, and all the jobs are done by their crews, not subcontractors. That's a big deal. Hop on board at rebathmidfla.com. Look at those before and afters. Man, there's some beautiful stuff there. They can do that for you, and they can do it for you quick. Set up and get these guys online and get them on your property for a great quote. It's rebathmidfla.com.
Make some noise, everybody.
Get ready for our 2022 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Celebrating the biggest artist of the year.
It's about the music.
All sorts of formats, all sorts of styles.
Honoring the musicians you love. Returning to Fox on March 22nd.
Oh my God.
I'm like almost in tears. iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Be here as the nominees are announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the nominees.
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Tools help us tackle all kinds of challenges. The same goes for financial tools, like an Scott cash advance. Up to $500 when you need it, with no credit check. Get started at amscott.com.
Scott.
Some restrictions apply.
See dealer for details. Drive new in 2022 at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. Trade out of your old car today. Market conditions mean you'll get more in 2022 than ever. Find out how much at SutherlandBuysCars.com. Plus, bring your tax refund and we'll stretch it further through January 31st at Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
It's time to celebrate Magic together at Amway Center during the special City Night.
There's a 3 for Franz Wagner.
Cheer on your Orlando Magic when they take on the LA Clippers on Wednesday, January 26th at 7 p.m. This is your only chance to see the Clippers in Orlando this season, so don't miss out. Witness Cole Anthony, Terrence Ross, and the rest of the Magic represent Orlando in the new City Edition uniforms as they battle the Clippers. Get your tickets now for this City Night at OrlandoMagic.com.
At VyStar Credit Union, you inspire us to deliver on our promise to provide members a better way to bank and to help make our communities stronger. That's why we offer more banking options, like better rates and no hidden fees. We also give back, donating several $1 million to hundreds of nonprofits each year. VyStar Credit Union. Do good. Bank better. Visit VyStarCU.org/join. Insured by NCUA.
Gorgeous gaming, stunning streams, unbelievable bandwidth. Welcome to another Lifestyles of Gagillionaires. Meet the AT&T Fiber customers winning at life with hyper gig speeds. Say hello to the Walkers, a family of not one but 4 Gagillionaires, each living up their Gagillionaire life at ludicrous internet speed. First up, Anna Walker. She dominates streaming like the matriarch she is. No show ever goes unwatched under her watch.
Next episode.
Next up, Peter Walker. There's no stopping this dad bod from showing up to his virtual workout sessions.
Let's go leg day.
And finally, the Walker twins. They may look alike but couldn't internet more differently. Harry dominates his fellow online gamers while Heather group video chats with friends.
Ooh, nice background filter, Jess.
Live like a Gagillionaire. Get internet that upgrades everything. AT&T Fiber, now with speeds up to 5 gigs.
Limited availability in select areas. Speeds not guaranteed. Single device wired speed. Max 4.7 gig per second. Visit att.com/hypergig for details.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Daytona's always been huge. So huge, in fact, that it can't be confined to one weekend. No, it deserves a whole week. A speed week. With 5 days of NASCAR-level racing. History in the making and entertainment that's the envy of the nation. Daytona Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health. February 16th through the 20th. Get your tickets today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Need to turn your home equity into cash? This is Robert Palmer, and home values are at an all-time high. Smart homeowners are accessing home equity at today's low rates. But don't use your home equity to pay closing costs. Let me pay them instead. Visit rpfunding.com for details. NMLS 7168, Equal Housing.
February 3rd. It's the biggest night of the year for podcast fans.
These are really some of the best and brightest and smartest and most compelling minds in the country.
Our 2022 iHeartRadio Podcast Awards. Make plans to join us on our Facebook, YouTube, and iHeartRadio stations across America.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial, auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Over 60 diesel-powered trucks in stock right now. Visit nationstrucks.com today.
The Jim Colbert Show returns now on Real Radio.
One-hit wonders of all time. I mean, this song is Fly. No reaction from Ross on the Fly. I thought that would do it. All right. 407 916 1041.
It's something. I like it.
I love this song.
It makes me want to, a roof off, going 75 in my Miata.
I've got an 80s tickle, and this is one of those tickle spots for me for the 80s. This is a cool-ass tune. I would like to hear a metal version of this. I think somebody does one.
The name of the band, Ross? Kaja Goo Goo.
Oh,
Kaja Goo Goo. All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack and Ross are here as well. Earlier in the show, we were talking about a medical bill story that I kind of brought up, and I told people I would revisit that. I do have something else I want to talk about this segment. I actually may save this for tomorrow. This is a really interesting topic, and we have 2 people getting married on the show. Ross getting married this year, Deb getting married, I think, next year.
Whatever.
You're engaged, and when it happens, it happens.
That's right.
But two weddings being planned for sure. Ross's is going to happen this year,
October 22nd.
Deb is in that world of setting dates, so that'll come when it comes. No worries.
Is when we're looking.
Oh, very nice. And I got this. I have a great story about that. But I told people that I would take these calls about their medical bills. We read a story earlier about a family who took their kid to the emergency room because he had a burn, and they were never seen by a doctor. They only registered in there. A nurse practitioner did come out and assess the wound as a bad burn, and then I think basically told them what to do and said that somebody would be with them within the hour. They waited an hour, nobody came, so they just took off and received a bill for $1,015. They eventually got that knocked down to virtually nothing, but it took a lot of lobbying to do that. And then I mentioned that story, and the phones went ape-s of people who were, and then the texting service was just as full, by the way, of people who had experienced things like that. I told everybody I would kind of revisit this later in the show, and these people have waited to mention this for sure. So we'll do that. And by the way, let me say something about the texting service. If you're active on the show and you do text the show 77031, as far as I know on this program, no one has ever blocked anybody.
Oh,
all right? No one's ever been blocked. We do not block you. If you use certain words, though, it will send you a message that says you're blocked.
Stop, quit, end. Those words trigger an automated response that says you have been unsubscribed. Here's the deal. We don't have
we can't even do that.
A subscription base where
right.
we text groups like that.
Right.
We still receive your text messages.
Yeah.
It's an automated thing we cannot turn off. So
and people lose their mind. They're like, I've been listening to the station for 30 years.
I know. I'm reading in the one right now.
I responded to the
I made a
person.
comment. If I disagree, this is what happens. No, we love it when you disagree. The shows are built on you disagreeing a lot of times. So we would never, ever, ever censor your opinion in a million years.
No.
Again, the station not built on censoring opinions.
It's the most common text I'd have to send out.
Right.
And that is why I'm so thankful to Ryan Holmes for all the times he drives me nuts, is he found out how to have an a set response. So when you click respond, there is a text box that explains the whole problem.
Really?
You click on it and send it.
Yeah,
and
there
then,
you go.
Yeah, set their mind at ease.
And just people lose their mind because, people have a personal connection with the radio station. They want their opinion heard, and I have no problem with that. Again, it's what the station is based on. We would never in a million years unsubscribe you. It's simply because you disagree with our opinion. I mean, we'd never do that.
Because I just want to emphatically say Ryan Holmes does drive me nuts.
Okay, very good. Hey, Bob, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, guys.
Good, brother.
Hang on to your seat. This is a doozy. I had a heart attack a year ago, last November. Just the hospital. I had separate bills for the stents and the doctors and all that stuff, and the ambulance service, all separate bills. 2 days in the hospital, 1 day in ICU, $61,000 what they billed me. I have insurance, so I called the hospital and told them I have insurance. Oh, we didn't know that. They sent me a bill for $51,000. I said, well, you need to bill my insurance company. They billed the insurance company improperly. They sent me a $31,000 bill. Then I was talking back and forth with my insurance company. They said, well, they billed it wrong. They built it like a visit, not like an emergency. So finally, they billed again, and I got a $21,000 bill.
You're going in the right direction, at least.
Yeah, at least it's going down.
So far, this is a positive story.
Well, it ended up being a positive story, but it took me almost a year to date from the time I had my heart attack to straighten it out.
Listen, man, I got to tell
me a heart attack.
I got to tell you something even crazier. Thanks for your call, buddy. I appreciate that. But listen, I need to text my uncle. I wonder how much it was. But when my uncle was in with COVID, remember I lost my mom went in for kidney failure, caught COVID and passed from COVID. My uncle also went into the hospital, caught COVID in the hospital and passed as well. Lost my mom and my uncle in about a 20-day period. What you guys didn't talk about as much is my youngest uncle, their brother and sister, or their brother. He is only, I think he is in his early, in his mid to late 50s, a little bit older than me. And he was in the hospital for like 9 days.
Oh.
And then had aftercare as well. And I want to say that his bill was over $100.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I mean, full care for 6 or 7 days. And I don't even know what my mom's was. My mom was in the hospital for the last, 3 or 4 weeks of her life. and I don't even know what that was. I mean, just Medicare. So, you basically sign over your existence.
My mom had emergency open heart surgery.
Oh, man.
You can only imagine.
Yeah.
With 3-4 days in the ICU.
Well, he just said 60 grand.
Yeah.
And that's, again, and Jack makes a great point. That's here. I mean, I'm guessing in New York or bigger markets, maybe Boston, Dallas, L.A., that's even more. I don't know. I don't know what causes that influx in costs. Is it just population, Jack? Or
I don't think it's just that. I think there are other factors like how many companies are in the area providing medical services.
I got you, yeah.
Like, is there competition?
Right.
Are they the only game in town? Like, I think we have 3 hospital players.
Yeah, Advent, Arnold Palmer.
ORMC.
Orlando Health is the whole group.
Yeah, right.
But Nemours is also part of it.
And imagine, like, in the rural areas, like Palatka, like your hometown, I mean, they don't have the embarrassment of riches of 3 or 4 different medical systems. You've got the one hospital in town, and whether it's good or it's not, that's the only place you have to go.
Putnam County Medical, and everybody wants to drive right by that and go to Shands or Jacksonville. But I mean, that's your hometown place. You got to go. TJ, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
What's up, TJ?
So as far as the medical bills go, as of right now, I owe we'll just say a local hospital. I won't name it. I owe them $154,360.
Ah, you stubbed your toe.
Well, kidney stone.
No, get out of here.
That's insane. You basically made the same joke.
How much? What did you really have done?
So I had an 11 millimeter kidney stone lodged in my left kidney. I had a stent put in my left kidney, and that's my second stent. My body tries to reject those. So as soon as I woke up, everything went haywire. Spent a week in the hospital, and then had a second surgery to have the stent removed. And so for both of those procedures, a week in the hospital, all of that, like I said, totaled the $154,360.
So wait a minute, can't they sonically blast those stones into nothing so you pass them normally? Was that stone too big?
Depending on where they are. So
I
that
see.
one was already lodged in my ureter, so my kidney was like backed up and swelling.
Oh man!
But here's my thing. 2 months later, went back to the hospital for the same thing. I get frequent kidney stones. I've had almost 30 of them in
the
last 17 years. The last time I went to the emergency room, they, billed me all of that stuff. But when they came into my room that day to get all the billing information, they told me, hey, if you pay today, it's a 90% reduction in cost.
Oh, yeah, you only owe $15,000.
Yeah, but my question is,
why?
If you were on the spot, you are able to reduce this price by 90%. Why is it even that price in the first place?
Yeah, man, that is bananas. I've never heard of it. I couldn't imagine kidney stones. Thanks, TJ. I appreciate it. I couldn't imagine kidney stones being that. Like, I thought he was joking. I mean, you guys have all heard that, right? You just blast those things sonically. They send some sound on there and it cracks them up. But 11 millimeters, pretty big.
Yeah, that is.
And it's also not just kidney stones on that tab. It's also of an oopsie daisies.
You know what? Oh, yeah. Easy with that.
Yeah, we goofed that. We thought that would work.
Now, look, this is a conspiracy thing that was brought up by a family member of mine, but it's worthy of mentioning because it did actually pique my interest for a quick second. While we were doing, when my mom was in the hospital, there'd be a litany of doctors that rolled through, right? And there was the local doctor, there was the doctor there at the hospital, visiting doctors that came in from either Jacksonville or Gainesville, and then other specialists, right? And my other uncle actually said when they came in, he says, Jimmy, how many doctors have been in to see Mom today? And I said, well, I think it's like this is the third one. He goes, it's almost like they're making a visit so they can bill her for it.
Oh.
Because and the reason why it was interesting is because every single doctor said something a little different than the other one. And I actually mentioned it to one doctor. I said, there was somebody in here today just about an hour earlier who said the exact opposite of what you just said. And then he says, well, we've looked at the screens a lot more and we've noticed that a lot more. I just found that a little odd. And the minute he said that, I was like,
yeah.
I gotta hope that's not true. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today?
We're doing all right.
Okay, now, medical bills. So I was living in Boca Raton. Now, you guys know where that is?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Expensive that is?
Yeah, the mouth of the rat.
Expensive? So I sliced my arm open, taking a mirror off the wall, cut my radio artery. So I was in there at 2:30. I went in there. They fixed me up. Got out of there at 7 o'clock. $21,000.
Get out of here for a cut.
21. Yeah, they had to give me 33 stitches, and your radio artery pumps blood to your thumb and index finger, and it's so small they couldn't, reattach it or put it together with stitches, so they had to cauterize it. And I waited so long, I lost like 2.5 pints of blood.
Damn, man, that is crazy. $21,000 for 33 stitches.
And to lose 2 pints of blood.
Right, yeah. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate that, Mike. All right, 407-916-1041.
That sucks.
I don't even know my knee probably was the most expensive thing that I've had done. And that was a scope surgery. And oddly enough, the surgeon actually told me how much you get paid for it.
Did he really?
Yeah. Because I made a comment. I said, you make too much money. He's got by the way, this guy is got a great sense of humor. Best bedside banter I've ever had in a medical professional. Ever. And the fact that he has a great reputation for being extremely good at what he does. He was cracking jokes. I said, they pay you too much. And then he kind of went into this rant about, you wouldn't believe how little doctors get paid for certain procedures. He goes, what do you think I get paid for your knee or whatever? And I was like, I don't know. He goes, well, it's this amount of money. And I was aghast. I was like, what? I was like, then where does it all go? And he actually just started laughing and threw his hands up in the air. So, all right, 407-916-1041. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good, man. Make it easy on you guys. Had a job, had insurance, paid about $250 a week for insurance.
A week?
Got a MRSA. Yeah, about $250 a week for insurance. It comes out of your paycheck.
Sure.
And then had MRSA, went to the ER. Saw the doctor, came in 5 minutes, gave me a prescription for an antibiotic, sent me home. $3,000.
$3,000 for a MRSA diagnosis?
Yes, sir. Kicker to this one is I went back 3 months later, had no insurance. Same incident. Walked in, doctor gave me a script for the MRSA antibiotic, went home. No insurance. Bill was $100.
That doesn't.
Wow.
And by the way, right, that's crazy, but why do you keep on getting MRSA?
It was, honestly, I'll be real with you, it was Corona.
Oh, was it? Wow, that's wild. Really? MRSA was a byproduct of coronavirus?
No, not coronavirus. The beer Corona.
Oh. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate that. I didn't know they had that flavor out. Can somebody explain that to me? How you can get MRSA from a beer? Is it just the bottle or the cap or something?
I mean, MRSA is unfortunately, sadly, one of those super bugs that's kind of unfortunately easy to pick up.
Isn't MRSA a little bit like staph?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 407-916-1041. I'll do this last one, and then we got to get out of here and get to last call. Matt, how you doing, buddy?
Very good. I was in the hospital for 34 days.
Yo, God.
No, I mean, Jim, it was pretty much life-threatening, but I want you guys to take a guess, all the three of you, just hospital cost, not counting those doctors, like you said, that came into the room. Every single time the doctor came, $242. Take that out of the equation. Just the hospital cost, not anesthesia, hospital cost for 34 days.
Okay, just does it really matter what you were in for? Would that impact the cost?
Don't think so. My situation was diverticulitis, and I was so infected it took 18 days for them to cool my body and my white blood cell count down to do surgery.
I'm going $175,000.
I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm shooting high, dog. $250,000.
That's what I'm talking about.
$250,000, dog.
Let's go.
Hold my beer. $1.5 million.
We can get in there, Deb. Whatever.
I said 175. Jim's 250.
Where you at,
Deb
Ross?
is 1.5 million.
Where you at, Sauce? There's a whole bunch of windows.
I'm going 525.
525. Where you at there, dog?
No, let me tell you, and this is in 2013.
Say $20.
Just hospital costs $291,842.
Jim wins.
God
Points, Jim.
almighty.
With no insurance.
And you start, and then you start throwing in doctors and drugs and anesthesiologists and all that stuff. That's probably another $50,000.
No, the drug portion of the hospital cost was $112,000 alone.
Okay.
And it doesn't count the doctors that came in. And
Unreal.
it doesn't count the anesthesiology when you do surgery.
But you better start mowing some
This
yards.
is in 2000, and you know what? Because the state viewed me as indigent, they took 99% off of that.
Oh, man, you should have a Corona. That's
No, I drink Coors Light.
All right, thanks. All right, let's get out of here. I'll load them up for last call. We'll do that next.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
Good evening. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Brittany Lockley with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Now, showers become more scattered in nature as we head into the evening hours. Those low temperatures for tonight with all of that moisture going to get up to the upper 50s. Now, the highs for tomorrow, sticking with the moisture in the air, only going to get up to around the upper 60s. But a big freeze is coming this weekend, so make sure to protect your plants and also your pets.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast, now with a free drink with any breakfast sandwich purchase. Get a better breakfast at Wendy's. Buy any breakfast sandwich and get any size drink in a Wendy's cup free. Hot coffee, Diet Coke, or vanilla frosted-chino? Yes, free. Get your free drink when you buy a Wendy's breakfast sandwich today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
It's a new year, and of course, it's always time to reload for something cool. How about a brand new grill from our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware? Maybe a Big Green Egg. They're the best place for all the best brands and grills. Big Green Egg, awesome, super hot, all the way down to that 220 that cooks all day long, never moves. Wood-fired pellet grills from Traeger, classic propane or charcoal grills from Weber. Let me tell you, that Genesis series from Weber does not get enough credit. It's an amazing propane grill. Not to mention, you can pick up a few bottles of the Jim Colbert Show barbecue rubs and spices. They're at all these locations, and you get free assembly and delivery when you shop in-store at any of the Tools Ace Hardware 11 convenient Central Florida locations, or when you shop online at toolsacehardware.com.
This is a crime alert from James Finch, former Assistant Director of the FBI's Cyber Crimes Division.
Your home's title is the only document that proves you own your home. And now, cyber criminals are able to forge our names off our home's title and claim they own it. It's a nightmare crime. Watch a video of a former cyber thief who now trains police, show how it's done, and how Home Title Lock could have stopped him. Visit HomeTitleLock.com/radio. HomeTitleLock.com/radio.
Why does Walgreens offer copays as low as $0 and 90-day refills? Because we care about Medicare, so you don't have to. I mean, do you really care to hear me go on about same-day prescription delivery making your life easier? Or how there's a pharmacy expert available 24/7 and one-click refills? Well, I just did anyways. Fill your Medicare prescriptions with Walgreens and save.
$0 copays apply to Tier 1 generic drugs and select plans with Walgreens as a preferred pharmacy. Restrictions apply. See Walgreens.com/Medicare for complete details.
Try the new Tex-Mex takes on shrimp at Tijuana Flats. Crispy shrimp tacos with corn salsa, fajita shrimp quesadilla, and a tasty shrimp bowl with signature garlic lime sauce. Order now at TijuanaFlats.com.
Sip and save at Circle K with our new drink subscription. Enjoy one coffee or fountain drink every day for only $5.99 a month. Sign up in-store or at CircleK.com. Circle K. Take it easy.
When you cheer on Team USA as they go for the gold, you want to catch all the action anywhere with Xfinity Internet and mobile. You want to watch Nathan Chen land gravity-defying, mind-bending, jaw-dropping jumps at home with a reliable connection, even when everyone's online. You want to watch Jamie Anderson nail high-flying, mind-blowing 720 spinning tricks on the go with nationwide 5G on the most reliable network. You want to experience every what just happened, can't believe my eyes, wow, this is awesome moment wherever you are. You want Xfinity Internet and mobile together.
Get fast and reliable internet for just $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And ask how to get 12 times the speed for the same internet price when you add Xfinity Mobile. So go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Offer ends 2/2022. Restrictions apply. New Connect internet 50 megabit per second customers only. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Based on root metrics by IHS Market's Root Score reports 2H 2020 of 4 mobile networks.
At 7-Eleven, we have fresh coffee 24/7. And if it's not fresh, it's free. That's 7-Eleven confidence. 7-Eleven, take it to 11. Offer ends 2/2/22. Participating stores. Refund must be at store of purchase. See 7eleven.com for terms.
Checkers has had some pretty big deals in the past. But 2 big Bufords for just $7? This deal isn't just big. It's Buford-nomical. Cause with double the juicy beef patties, double the cheese, double the fixins, and double the delicious for just $7, big just isn't gonna cut it. Get 2 Buford-nomical Big Bufords for just $7. After all, you've earned it. Only at Checkers.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840. 800-354-2840.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
A social media experience that isn't totally toxic.
Kind of a weird thing to brag about, but there it is.
At Real Radio 1041. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. This is The Jim Colbert Show. Also available on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. Just search The Jim Colbert.
All right, welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Got 3 lines open for last call, 407-916-1041. That is the number to dial. Last call. 3 lines are open now. Hop on board. Something fast, something quick, a callback from the show, whatever. Something funny to get the hell out of here on a Wednesday. Tomorrow coming up, Brendan O'Connor returns. Colbert Court tomorrow. Your calls and texts all day long. I'm Jim. Deb, Jack, and Ross are here as well. Again, 3 lines open for last call. 407-916-1041.
Jim, couple of things posted at JimColbertLive.com. Both Deb and Ross have blog posts up there. Deb, you can follow the rescuing of a dog using a drone and a piece of sausage on a string. No lie.
It's very high tech.
Right.
And Ross has the world's, it's a retractable, what is it, Ross? A retractable
It's the world's
lightsaber?
first retractable lightsaber.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it can cut through metal.
No, it can't.
It
Oh,
can.
buddy, check it out.
Can it really?
Oh, yeah, it's a serious piece of machinery.
Wow.
It goes hard. Goes real hard.
All right. 2 lines open for last call, 407-916-1041. Again, just a couple lines. Grab one of those and join us for the last part of the program for sure. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
We want to thank Katie Warner and Gretel, the swallow-tailed kite from the Audubon Center for Birds of Prey in Maitland. We'll be posting the Animal House podcast as soon as I get home tonight, as well as Orlando Sentinel columnist Scott Maxwell.
Absolutely. I know that we do have a Twitter poll. We'll get to that in 1 second. Like I said, tomorrow coming up, Brendan O'Connor and Glenn Klausman will join us to just talk about what we talk about with those guys. Jack, what's about that? What's going on with the Twitter poll, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to get the final results of which one of us would be the hardest to live with.
Oh, come on, man, with the final results. We did this yesterday.
Yeah, but it was still an open thing. And
Was
so
it?
the numbers, change a little bit. So it ended up with I was 6% and Deb at 9%, 32% for Ross, and Jim at 53%. Most people think, Jim, that you would be the hardest to live with.
God, man.
That's at Jim Colbert Show on Twitter.
That just goes to show you that perception is reality. That goes to show you, for sure, perception is reality. People think I'm difficult to live with. And let me tell you something. This isn't even close. I'm a piece of cake.
You come any closer to me and I'll turn you into cake.
All right.
Hey.
What?
All right.
Is that like with a spell or something?
It's kind of scary. Hey, what are you working on? Diorama-wise, what are you doing right now?
I'm still working on a project that I can't speak of because it is a gift.
Curse?
It is a gift, and it is, oh my God.
Oh, really?
Such a huge project.
You guys going to finish up your crosswords tonight?
We have till Tuesday, dude. I'm not going to cram that thing till Monday at 11:59.
How do you do that? How do you set that down and just not come back to it, not finish?
You put it down and then you live life?
Maybe because crossword puzzles don't get our rocks off or something, man. I don't know why this
You need
gets
new
your
rocks.
We're doing our
Rocks.
inner Jimmy. We're not going to worry about it till Tuesday at about 1:48.
Yeah, there you go.
And then have to shuffle around and buy it and watch it at the last minute? That doesn't sound like me.
Banjo. It's banjo.
It is banjo.
Yay!
It is banjo.
Yeah.
Now start working down, dog.
Good. I put
Start
that one
working
in
down.
ink.
But you are going to need to Google the black Chinese tea with the smoky
No,
flavor.
you don't,
No,
you
you
don't
can't
Google
Google.
anything.
Not allowed.
Yeah, you're not supposed to Google.
Yeah, well,
You
whatever.
don't ask anybody. You don't do anything.
No.
It's on your merit only.
I just keep hoping I get enough cross letters where I can kind of figure
No
out the,
joke.
And
the
it's
T answer.
Definitely oolong.
Right. Yeah, definitely not
It's
oolong.
not. It's not
It could be
oolong.
It's a
oolong.
15-letter word. It is
can't-
not oolong.
Yeah, it's a
It
monster.
is-
It's not oolong enough.
It's lap shao chang.
By the way, I don't know who that fourth caller is. Could you fix
Well,
that
if
for
you
me?
could spell that, good luck.
Eric, last call.
Sorry.
Hey, Jimmy, I bet you are the hardest to live with.
Why?
Ooh,
Why is that?
it's sexy, kinky.
You know, because
Oh.
it's hard.
Oh, dude.
Got your ass. You done just got.
Sounds like he wanted to move in with you, Jimmy. Mess up that solid white couch you've got.
Move in with me or just move in me?
Yeah.
Got him.
Both of them.
Got him so good.
Mike, last call.
Hey, this is Mike. This is Mike Larson. You know, I found a use for Ross's pool in his backyard. It's going to freeze this weekend. How about hockey?
Yeah, there you go.
Yay.
Might want to do a little hockey on there.
Got my ass.
Richard, last call.
My hospital bill was $217,000, but only $17 after Groupon.
Oh, very good. I like that. That Groupon medicine's the best medicine of all. Party Mom, take us home. Last call.
So I wrote a song about tortillas. Well, actually, it was more of a rap, but
Oh. Thanks, Party Mom. Appreciate that very much. All right, let's get that blank out of here. You working anywhere soon, son?
I'm actually performing tonight at 8:30 over at Dreams Lounge, hosted by Vince Taylor. Me and Ryan Holmes are going to be doing some comedy over there. It's in Fern Park. What's up?
Really? It's right around the corner.
It is.
You'll pass it on the way home.
Where is that?
It's the by the Dream Smoke Shop there on the right-hand side after
Yeah.
Lake of the Woods. It's you can't miss it. By the Corvette place.
Let's talk tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's.
Let's talk tomorrow.
I answered the question.
Let's talk tomorrow.
Oh.
All right. Well, I appreciate you guys listening every day. Visit JimColbertLive.com. And don't forget, go see Ross. He's working between a Radio Shack and a smoke shop.
Can't believe it's only 53%, to be honest.
You shut your damn mouth.
Yeah.
All right, on behalf of Deb, Jack, and Ross, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. Tom and Dan with the corporate time and our friends from Real Last. We will see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.